Shut up, dog.
Hey, that was a great way to start it. They fly now. I think they fly now. Welcome to another Red Line Live or RL Live or Red Line Picture Live or Red Line Picture Podcast or Podcast of Red Line Picture or the Red Line Live Picture or the Podcast of Live Picture Red Lion Podcast or the Lion Red, the Podcast Live.
I still think you've missed some.
Maybe.
I think you've missed some there.
I think I've missed a few, but that wasn't too bad from just off.
No, it was all right.
Okay. I am your host, Nick E. Dixon. Thank you very much for watching. This is just a show where we talk about lots of geek stuff. We drink a lot. We do some quizzes. We have a good time. And and literally, if it's a show, if it's movies, or if it's games and it's geeky, we will talk about it. So far this year, we've been talking about Mandalorian, and we've been talking about The Last of Us as well. The Last of Us first, and then Mandalorian segue. Boom.
And National Treasure. The greatest show of the year so far. National Treasure. My name's Mike, and I'm going to get drunk.
Brilliant. This is all you need to know about this guy. Mike, how are you doing today, bro?
I'm champion, mate. Like, we're off all week, me and Vicky. So, like, we've not really done anything the last couple of days because the weather's been minging. Yeah, but we've enjoyed just lounging about, not doing that much, just catching up on sleep, not having to get up at like 6 o'clock in the morning to start work. It's been beautiful.
Nice.
What about you?
Yeah, I've been all right, actually. Yeah, I've been doing bits and pieces. I got up at 5:30 today to do a run.
Lunatic, man. Fuck wow.
It was good. It was fun for me. It was before, but then I got caught in the absolute blizzard that we've got going on at the moment, which Manchester seems to think is okay. But yeah, it was just hail and it was just terrible. And then as soon as I got to the train station, just stopped almost immediately. Yeah. I was just like, "Oh, you bastard!" Yeah, it was. You couldn't have timed it perfectly. You know, if I'd have just waited 5 minutes, cut your shelter,
you would have been right.
Watched the Red Line podcast, you know, and then continued my journey. I would have been nice and warm, but instead I was soaked through. But you know, it was good. I felt like a man walking through the
a man's man.
A man's man. And before all of you basement dwellers go, "Oh my god, you can't say that because you can't say well identified as a man," and but like, go suck a dick. We don't care. You know what I meant. So this is it's just us at the moment. Amy couldn't make it this week, and Alan will be joining us later, and he will have a quiz.
I can't wait.
Prepared.
I can't wait.
I feel like there's some redemption that needs to be done. Let's just talk about the quiz really quick.
No, there's no redemption. I know what's going to happen. I'm going to get absolutely fucking pooned again. I'm going to get smashed all over the gaff, and I'm going to end up regretting it and having to drink too much booze again. Like, I didn't feel good last week when I woke up. I'll admit it. that was too much nasty tequila.
Was that the tequila?
Out of all the booze I've got in this house, I thought, you know what? I'll force myself to drink the worst tasting booze I've got in the house. Don't know why. I could have drunk anything.
I feel like you were quite confident in thinking, actually, you probably.
I'm going to win this.
Yeah, you're like, you know what, I've got this. I'm going to smash it. You were chatting all your fucking smack at the start of it, didn't you? Nick, you're going down like the Instagram. I was like, okay, we'll just see. We'll see on the night. And kombucha.
Yeah, I should have realised with the fact that you've got children, you probably watch a lot more Disney stuff, like fairly like closer than I have. Like half of those films I haven't seen since I was literally a child. And some of them I never even watched or heard of. Ever. I didn't even know there was a second Hercules. There was a bunch of films, and I was just like,
it was the second Cars, but I think it was another Aladdin.
Yeah. There was a second Aladdin, and I was like, it's not really Aladdin, though, is it?
Mm-mm.
At the end of the day, there's one Aladdin.
There's one Aladdin, and that's all we care about. Yeah, exactly. Testify. So, like I said before, this year, so at the moment, the last few episodes, we've been talking about the Mandalorian. We've been enjoying this series thoroughly. It's greatly anticipated. Ever since the last time we saw Mando was in the other production.
The one we do not speak about.
The one we do not speak about. Do you know? I like to think, every day I think I'm getting closer and closer to kind of, but potentially watching it again. I don't feel like I could have hated it that much. Like, surely not.
I don't think I'll ever watch it again unless they manage to retcon it so it makes like some type of sense to me.
Sure.
Like as a character, it makes no sense to me.
Yeah.
His character, for everything that we know about him, that made no sense. Even when we'd seen the stuff with him in The Mandalorian, that was closer to what we knew as Boba Fett. And then
yes,
it gives me shivers still. Cold sweat, shivers down my spine, and I regret getting him tattooed on my leg.
You got him tattooed on your leg before the series came out.
Yes, well before the series come out. Before
if anything, yeah.
If it was even before Disney owned it, to be honest, it was before Disney owned owned.
So it's understandable. It is understandable.
Yes,
and forgivable. And what that tattoo represents is everything that was great about Boba Fett before, he was bent over a trash can and brutally screwed.
Yeah, even though the quote around it is from the Star Wars Christmas special, I completely agree.
Do you know? I really tried to back you there. I really tried.
But part of me was like, I had to get that letter in just because it's just fucking ridiculous. That is, it is. If you've not seen it, and I don't even know if it's anywhere on the internet again these days, it is single-handedly the worst thing Star Wars has ever put out.
Just not on Disney Plus?
I don't think so. I think George Lucas tried to ban it from the face of the earth, didn't he? He really hated it. And that was part of me. I was like, well, that makes it so much funnier.
It just looks like. Do you know what it reminds me of? Do you like the old Muppet shows where everything's kind of like superimposed, like the light looks like something's on fire, just ricocheting or something, just really cheap kind of set.
It looks every bit of a 1970s very cheap Christmas special.
yeah, it was just.
All that wonder and excitement you got from the original trilogy out the window.
Yeah, just to be made into this. And yet still somehow managed to be better than the Boba Fett series. So,
and that's what I was going to get to. It was so more entertaining watching him being all pally with Luke and that than this.
Yeah.
It was an abomination. And they will try to retcon it at some point.
They can't.
They'll try and do something. Like they'll say
Power Rangers on scooters.
They'll bring out another series in 10 years, and he would have snapped, and he would have turned into a badass.
Yeah.
And his people coming to try and collect him or whatever to try and stop him. After that, he goes off on his space voyages again and starts trying to help. But I don't feel that's going to happen.
Why not just make this like they could have just. Anyways, no, we're going to get on. Let's talk about Mando.
Well, we know why. It weren't their IP, and they knew that if it's going to annoy original Star Wars fans, because all they care about is new Star Wars fans and making more new money. It's not about the old heads. So that's what that was about. So they don't really care about the character. They thought, we can retcon this because he didn't have a lot of screen time. Like, it was very minimal, but he had a cult following, and then they've just gone, we don't really quite understand what this cult following's about.
Yeah.
Let's try and Disneyfy it and flop.
Do you know, even as you were talking, just saying that there, I was just thinking about like certain things that we saw that could have been done better. And I'm thinking of like Boba Fett being like an episode of The Sopranos or something, just like dark as fuck, him just taking people out and getting rid of, there's just dodgy shit, the underground stuff, the gritty shit. And he's just sorting it out, to gain that respect in Tatooine, because the only way you can do it is through power and violence and death. Yeah. Just the scum and villainy. Yeah. Quoted by Obi-Wan. That's what we want to see. Yeah. And that, we're getting into it. And I just thought, and I was like, how could we tell, how could we do the Sarlacc pit thing? Because that'd be really interesting to tell. And like, just off the top of my head, I was thinking, do you know what would be really good is if he's like got a hit out or a bounty out on someone, but he's given them a moment. Like, that is his inner peace. So he's given them time. He's got the gun there. He's ready to kill them. Like the Greedo hand conversation. But like this time it's just more of like a chat, and then the guy wants to know more about him. You know, he goes, I like hearing stories. He's an old guy or something, an old gangster, and he just wants to hear more about him. So he tells him his story, and at the end of the episode, he shoots him in the head, just in a bar, just them talking. You know, but yeah, before they die, and that's how he tells the story about the Sarlacc pit. He goes, "How did you get out of that? Before I die, I just need to know." And then he tells that story, and then he kills him, and walks off.
Yeah.
Brilliant. I mean, that would have been fucking fantastic.
The issue is you're not going to get that with a Disney show, are you? That seems to be the main issue with Disney and the MCU in general for me at the moment. Is like, I want them to push on and start doing stuff, and it seems to be going the other way.
Yeah.
Realizing that this age of fan is probably aging out, and they've got youngsters coming back through, so they're trying to get them instead of focusing on what they've already got. Like, hurts a little bit, but
it still hurts. It
still hurts. But when that kind of thing happens, I'll do Amy. When that kind of thing happens, you would think other people step into its place and start pushing different forms of the art form. Like, I thought DC might have started, realized that the MCU's flopping a little bit, but they just gone and put out that Blue Beetle trailer, which looks like it's a carbon copy of an MCU film.
Yeah, it does.
So I'm a little bit sad about it, because the stuff that we've had a good 10, 15 years of, like, you're really enjoying everything about, it's coming to an end.
Yes. It's
time for the next, like, turn round. But I don't know what that's going to be, but it's going to suck. Yeah. I'm just going to start having to watch all my horror films and some action films again. Like, I'm fine with that.
Horror, this is your moment. Capture us again. Not you, James Wan. Everyone else. Like, come back in. Like, everyone.
Never gonna happen.
Yeah. Then. Mando. Let's get to it. Episode 7.
No, wait for Al for that one, because, like,
should we wait for Al?
Yeah, okay, because like, it's a special. Like, well, this is how much I want to talk about it right now. This is my favorite episode of The Mandalorian so far.
Ooh. Okay.
Like, hands down. Like, it. I can't think of anything in the first 2 seasons what comes close to it. That's how good it was.
In the first 2?
Yeah, like, nothing what comes to mind where I'm like, Joe, what? That is what I've been waiting for. And that is what I've been waiting for. Ever since all those Mandalorians just fighting like an actual war machine, just being sick. It's so fucking good. We'll wait for Alan, because I've got a feeling he's going to be very much of that type of ilk.
Fair enough.
Before then, should I make a cocktail?
Oh yes.
I feel like we should make a cocktail.
Yeah, you've got a special cocktail.
Yeah, and it's because of this episode of The Mandalorian. So it's called. I'm calling it The Spies.
So
it got a lot of booze in it. Standard.
We would expect it. Should I play some like should I do some cocktailing music in the background?
You can do if you wish. So, first up, lemon and lime juice fresh. Couple of them added them. And then pineapple juice. If you've got fresh, that'd be better, but I don't, so there we go. Pea Shaw's bitters. Has a hint of aniseed to it. It's lovely stuff. Couple of drops. Pretty pure sour. Basically, the orange and the colour. It's basically just for the colour.
Yeah, so it's just for colour.
Yeah, like he has got an alcohol content in it, but it's just literally content. And it smells like orange, and it'll go with your pineapple and lemon and lime, so it works.
We go with the citrus. Nice. How much of it? Are you doing measurements?
Well, I'm making one for me and Vicky at the same time. I've put 2 ounces of that in it. I forgot my orgeat. Orgeat, if you don't know what it is, it's like an almond syrup. It smells like marzipan. It's incredibly lovely.
Can we get a close-up of that?
Orgeat.
Orgeat looks all right.
It does smell like a bar of marzipan. It's incredible stuff. a little bit of that, but that's just to add a little bit more sweetness into it and to help round out the spirits. We'll get to the good stuff now. So, Pisco, in honor of Chile and Pedro.
Nice.
It's the only way I can describe it if you've never had it is a brandy what's not been put into barrel, so it's not got the color.
Okay.
So it's clear, but it's got like a smoky herbal note, which is kind of similar to some mezcals. Yeah, well, there we go.
Nice. Lovely. Mate, I wish I was there. I want to try that. So
that's
what
why Vicky was like, so what are you making? Vicky was asking what you're making, and she's not really had a cocktail in a while. So she was just like, oh, that sounds like something I'd like. So I was like, is that your hint? And she was like, yes. So
yes.
There we go. Rain Neffe, overproof rum, whatever overproof rum you can find. But I think most people are familiar with Rain Neffe. It's going to put you in a hole. I love it.
You're not joking. There's a lot of booze in this. We've got the...
Yes, and then just some normal standard like white rum.
Fucking hell. So you've got there's a lot of booze in that, mate.
Yes.
Like lots.
Yes. I appreciate the booze, what can I say?
Yeah. Do you know I was at Speaking Code. I was at Speaking Code on Saturday. And I feel like Mike's shaking, that's why he's put me on mute. I'll just talk to you guys. So I was at Speaking Code on Saturday. This is really not interesting because we went to Slug and Lettuce before and had maybe 7 or 8 cocktails before going to Speaking Code, and I'll be fucked if I know what I got, but it was delicious.
You don't know what you got, but it was delicious.
I got track 6. Track 6.
I can't even remember the menu off the top of my head, but that is my favorite place in town. We go there whenever I get the opportunity. Like whenever I'm in town with Nick and I have the opportunity and we're near it, that's the one place I always want to go. It's
delicious. The cocktails are incredible.
It's the bougie part of me. It doesn't come out often.
I like to feel like I entice it a little bit. I'm like, yeah, come on.
Yeah,
let's go.
I promise you'll enjoy this. It is expensive, but you'll enjoy it. Right, I'll be back in 1 second. I'm just getting big.
Okay. All right. So, as well as the Mandalorian, there's been a trailer that's come out recently, and that is of the Marvels. So the Marvels trailer. So we were talking about the MCU not feeling like the MCU and the DC taking over what the MCU was. The Marvels feels like an extended version of Ms. Marvel, which doesn't feel like it's an MCU film.
I 100% agree with that. But I am still not I'm not mad at it. I didn't think it looked as terrible as I thought it was going to. Yeah. But like you said, it doesn't feel too MCU-y. Like it feels like another grab at a different audience. Yeah. Which I get. I understand that they're in it to make money. Grenadine. So to finish it, the glasses have been rimmed in tahini, so lime juice and then tahini to have a little bit of spice and a bit of stuff, and then it's just a couple of drops of grenadine over the top of it, just so then some of the red can slowly start leaking down through the drink. And it's turned out.
Can we see it?
Yeah, I'm just gonna put this back down.
Oh, very nice.
There we go. The spice.
Wow, that looks. I wasn't expecting all the gold around it, but the tahini. But it looks like gold on the shimmering on the blue.
It's very fucking nice. Big cake.
Well done.
Wait a second. I'll shout it louder. She's on her way.
Brilliant. Well done.
It's
well done. It looks delicious.
It's strong. But I like it. Jesus, yes, I know.
Does that mean it's like very?
That's pineapple if you want more pineapple.
Yes,
Because Vicky can't drink like a
man, was you gonna
yeah, like me. I was actually gonna say Vicky can't drink like me. She hasn't got an iron liver, so yeah. Vicky drank so many. Like Vicky decided, right, I'm gonna do shots, right, and then decided to make a bunch of shots with Bailey's, amaretto velvet, the white one, which is dead marzipan, some red velvet, the cute, like just heavy creamy stuff, which would have curled us as soon as you put like anything slightly citric near it.
Yeah.
Bunch of them threw up everywhere. It was well funny. But I found it funny anyway.
For God's sakes. Was this just like casual home drinking?
Yeah.
Nice.
I went to the kitchen and come back and shitted at the fan.
Mate, you said she'd been sick. I wasn't expecting anything else. Mate, it definitely didn't have a turn. Did you have to buy another fan?
Not really. Like, it was going that quick, it just slipped off.
Oh, okay, fair enough. I know she repainted some of your walls.
Yeah, exactly.
So Ms. Marvel. All the Marvels. So this one is all of the like Marvels. Yeah, Marvels.
Interlinked.
So Ms. Marvel, Captain Marvel.
The powers with interlinked powers. I don't know if that means that everyone's powers is based in the Tesseract / Space Stone, which okay, I kind of guess it makes sense, but it seems slightly strange to me. But I've not read the comics, any of their comic books, so I don't know if this is something I should know about. But
yeah,
not really my.
I feel like we've got a lot of the story from what we saw in the trailer, which was, like Ms. Marvel obviously is just going to fanboy out the whole time and probably going to be the one that ends up saving them, and then realizes this is her like Tom Holland Infinity Wars moment, where she becomes an Avenger or whatever. And then we've got the other Ms. Marvel from the other universe who's just like, I don't want to be here. I don't know what you're about, and blah blah blah. And then we've got the other Then we've got Captain Marvel, who's going to be like the fine in between. Listen, I'm by far the most powerful person here, but I'm going to be like Superman and just like play it proper chill and just be the nice one in this, and be quite funny and shit. So that's going to be interesting. I've got this fucking fly, and it's really pissing me off.
What?
I've got a fly, and it's really annoying me. It's become the villain of this episode.
It makes a change with me being me or Alan.
Yeah. Like this fly is like single-handedly become the villain. So do you know like Man vs. Bee? Right. I've not seen it, but the kids love it, and I just feel like it's something to do with that. I'm eventually going to burn down my house trying to destroy this fly. But it just I feel like I can kind of tell where the story's going to go and what's going to happen, and it's like for me it's. I don't know. I think it's going to have some fun parts, but again, it's just going to be one of those kind of throwaway movies.
Yeah, I think it's definitely going to tie more into the Secret Invasion stuff because it seems like a bunch of it's based on Sword.
Yeah,
Joe up in space, and I feel like that's going to have a little bit to do with Joe Secret Invasion, and all those schools and stuff. So I feel like it's going to be. I don't know. Which one's coming out first? Because one of them's going to be just dropping a load of stuff for the other one, depending on which way around it is. I'm looking forward to Secret Invasion a hell of a lot more than the Marvels. Though.
Same, because it just looks better. it just looks like a better film.
Yeah, it's like we talked about last week, isn't it? Like it's closer to what my preferred MCU moments are. Like anything what goes closer to Winter Soldier stuff like is always going to be more appealing to me. Like anything Joe, just because it feels like it's got a little bit more of an edge to it. Without to make a film seem adult, you don't need to be using swear words. You don't need to be doing all this weird stuff. You just need to have a decent story. Yeah, and I feel like that's what lets down, or what has been letting down the MCU more recently. Yeah, it seems a bit stretched. Yeah, but I don't know if that's because of spending less time on each project or because so many different people are involved in each different part of it, and they don't know how to,
Morph it all
tie it
together.
all together completely, like Joe. And that's how mistakes seeming to be happening, Joe. In the
where the fuck
timeline,
is Shang-Chi?
like these
Where
certain
is he?
stuff. I hope we never hear of the Eternals again, because that film was a piece of shit. But I'd like to see Shang-Chi again. Like, that film was solid. Like, as an intro to the character, if you've not read the comics or anything like that. So that I didn't hate that film.
I liked it. I think it's
If you put it up next to films like the first Iron Man or the first Captain America, Joe, where it is literally an origin, like with what many people, like the general public, might not really know of.
Yeah.
You can do that again. It's not like you retreading Batman turning into Batman for like the millionth time. We don't need to see that again. We do not need to see Peter Parker get bit by a spider, and we don't need that stuff again. So when we get a fresh version of it, it feels a little bit nicer. But
it does. Yeah, just kind of bad. And do you know what? Like, even though it was an origin movie, like Shang-Chi he only got like his 10 rings or whatever at the end.
Yeah.
But like before, but it wasn't like he was just, oh wow, I'm now gonna study and learn like kung fu, you know. He just knew it, like that bus scene. He was just a badass. He was keeping that all a secret. It was just right in the heart of it. That's what I loved. It was just like, whoa, here we go. Like, now he's gonna fuck some shit.
Well, he did have the training, and then he left, didn't he? But like,
but
no one else,
did kind of go back.
No one else in San Francisco knew that he was this guy, and he had all this. He'd just been like a normal guy for a year or two or whatever it was before he was found by his dad. I really enjoyed it. I think I need to go back and watch that film. I've only seen it once.
Mate, the scaffolding scene was my favorite. It was just beautifully shot. It was incredible, and as like a kind of martial art choreography scene, it was insane. It was absolutely.
It reminded me of, Rush Hour 2, 3. I can't remember.
Rush Hour 2 in the bamboo.
Yeah, the bamboo one. Yeah. It reminded me of that, but it's more heavily CGI'd and not just mental people nearly dying there.
Yeah, actually dying. Yeah,
give an opportunity.
But it was good. There was a scene where his friend's like hanging off the bamboo and she's about to fall, and literally it's just him jumping across the bamboo things, like as like the bamboo's ripping, and it's just following him. This camera, this one shot scene, and he's fighting people along the way, and he ducks down and he flips and he goes back up one, and just as she falls, he just grabs her really quickly, and it was like just done perfectly. It looked amazing. I was just like, that is fucking sick. Like films like that, that is brilliant. Or just
that was the MCU going to a place it's not really been before, and it felt fairly fresh, but also kind of we knew what was going to be happening because it's an MCU film by this point. We knew this was an origin, so we knew roughly what was going to be happening. It looks like an MCU film for the most part, apart from the big dragon thing at the end. So it slots it in to the MCU, but the actual contents of that is a little bit different, and it doesn't feel like it. But when you see stuff like the Eternals, which really doesn't feel like it fit within the MCU at all, and then we've not had any callbacks to it since, it just seems weird to me.
Yeah, it's like they didn't really know what to do with the Eternals. It's like we've got these kind of gods, these legends with infinite power and wisdom and whatever, and we can't really, like, that's the thing about like most movies. There has to be like a credible kind of villain. There needs to be a weakness for us to kind of understand and we can kind of relate to. And then they were just like Uber, but they weren't really doing anything either. That was the thing. It was just like they didn't really have any kind of villains. They kind of knew everything. They let society just kind of do what it's doing because they're not allowed to interfere. But they had the power to. But we didn't really see it. but no one could kind of challenge them. It was just weird. It was just a very weird.
Weird. And apparently it was Kevin Feige's baby, and I just don't understand what was going through his head.
Yeah.
Honestly, unless he thought, right, if I do this, we can have a complete clean break on it, but everything would have to change, Joe, to fit that universe.
Yeah.
I just don't get it.
Yeah.
I just don't get any of the thought processes in it. Like, we're going to finish it with a god hanging out of the earth.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, well, don't worry. We can wipe that away with Doctor Strange's like.
Yeah.
What was the fucking point then?
Then why do it? Why do this?
There
The
was
best
no
bit was
point.
the end. The best bit was the end scene where you see the god there in the fucking space or whatever, looking down. That for me looked fucking amazing. That was I was like, whoa, that looks sick. And then
Parts
that
of
scene
it
quickly
looked
ends.
incredible, but parts of it was just like, but what's the fucking point?
That's the point. That's it. It doesn't. If it was just these little snippets, if someone did like a cut of like all these Marvel best bits of Marvel, and they put that in there, or some of the fight scenes, like the scene with the Speedy girl on the beach was badass. But like all Speedy people in most movies, like easily defeated for some reason, even though they can move quicker than anyone else can.
Anything, like
it doesn't make any sense. It's like, well, you know, we can't make him too good because but they can literally see everything coming. I just don't see how they could ever get touched. Like should have this should have been a fight. She would have had no problem winning. She could have broke that guy's neck in 10 places before he knew what was happening. I just don't.
She could literally took him apart, and ripped the skeleton out of his body.
Yeah, she could. She could have literally gone shopping in Japan for like katanas, and for like the sharpest one, and then ran back before he kind of hit the ground from a last punch. It was just like, just don't put one in there. If you don't know what to do with them, don't put a Speedy person in there. Yeah, and if you do, just make them awesome. Yeah, exactly. Like with like the Flash in Justice League, he just didn't really know. Oh no. Let's. That was the old one because I remember he didn't know how to fight, so he kind of just pushed people. But that was not the Snyder cut. In the Snyder cut, he was actually a bit more of a badass.
Only slightly.
Just
he still can't run.
Yeah,
which is his superpower, which seems weird.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to seeing the Flash. I am looking forward to that. I'd like to see what they do.
I keep on changing my mind about the Flash because yes, I really want to see Keaton as Batman again.
Yeah.
Yes, I want to see what weird stuff they can do, but is he gonna run the risk of being like the the X-Men universe?
Yeah.
Where like the timeline is that screwed up, like no one can really tell what's going on anymore.
Where it is.
And so like it could just completely break the DCEU. Like more than it's already broken. Like I can understand it's being used as a jumping off point so that it's like a fresh universe. So like this is James Gunn's universe and gone with the Snyder stuff after this point. But it's a dangerous thing to do if you're not thought it out properly.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Because anything what you do in this film going forward, and if you need to retcon stuff, your timeline's going to be that screwed up. No one's going to know what the hell's happening. It's going to be the Terminator franchise and the X-Men franchise all rolled into one.
Yeah.
But none of it makes any fucking sense.
Yeah. Like how it should have ended. They're like, so basically, because we've discovered time travel, it means we can do it over again and again and again. And at the end, they're singing, it's like never-ending sequels. It's the truth, though. They can just do it like whenever. It just takes everything away. There's no, like if Wolverine dies, you're just like, oh, it's okay, because they'll just go back in time and
just go back in time to like the second.
And Wolverine did die.
Oh yeah, adamantium.
Exactly. Yeah. It's like, but it didn't really happen because he redeemed himself and that the Phoenix or whatever, which one it was, I can't remember, Apocalypse or whatever. And he came back and then everyone was back there again. It's just,
none of it makes like literal sense when you think about it. Like none of them. Like,
just do the sequel to the Batman and fuck the rest. Like, just do that. That's what I want.
Like, under this new James Gunn thingy, like this could be like this joke. The Batman could still be part of the universe show before and after, or they could say that Batman is in a different universe because of the Flashpoint. Like that's what I'm getting at. Like they could be doing it as a reset, but they could be doing it and screwing up every bit of like joy that they've managed to get out of the last 5-10 years of filmmaking. Like every bit of like glimp could have been gone. Like
I just don't think the Batman. This is what I was saying as well, because after I saw it for the first time, I was talking. I think I was with my uncle when I saw it in London. But when I saw the Batman, and I just thought, I love it. I just love it because it's finally what I want to see the Batman not just pop out now and again and do some crazy theatrical antics and the whole thing's just a little bit ridiculous. And this was just dark and grey. It still felt ridiculous. Like he was just a guy in a suit, but it felt more real. Like he felt more like exposed. He wasn't, amongst a whole bunch of other people that had costumes and stuff. It was he was just there in the police force, or looking for clues, or walking through that club, and he was just a guy in a bat suit, and you're just thinking, for fuck's sake. But then he starts hitting people, and you're like, actually, yeah, no, I wouldn't fuck with that guy. And actually, yeah, it is really intimidating, and he's a little bit scary. Yeah, I get it. I see it. And he just hides in the shadows. Like, yeah, the whole thing now is he now doesn't seem like the superhero Batman. He now just seems like a fucking shadow lurking beast.
He seems like the fascist that we all know.
Yeah. And it's just like, and at any point he will snap and he'll kill, and he will literally beat the living shit out of someone. And it's just
because terrible. He doesn't understand. It also shows like his politics, his morality is so weird in that film. Like you don't understand. Like he doesn't understand it. Like he's still coming to terms, Joe, with it, because he's only a year into being the Batman, so he's not got everything down. So he's still
figuring
erratic, could we say? Like he still doesn't have everything. Like Joe, he's not the Batfleck, where Batfleck knows absolutely everything and is cool and collected, and he never really gets beat up. Or you see him get beat up by a bunch of clowns before he turns it around on him. In this one, like. In the Batman, when he's fighting in
but not
subway
before
scene before.
But
I mean, as truthfully as it is, you never see that happen with the other Batman.
No, you see him get hit a lot. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, mate, bring it in. Yay!
On
how it? Yes.
You all right?
Yeah, brilliant. Mate, did you do that because of the how it should have ended? Yes, well done. So I presume that you were listening to our little conversation that we're having before.
Absolutely no, not listening in the slightest little bit. I've literally just jumped on.
Mate, that's crazy because I just mentioned how it should have ended.
Seriously?
X-Men. Yeah.
But with the Batman, with the X-Men, Terminator United franchises.
Oh, that's me.
Yeah, mate, that's brilliant. How you doing? Mate, we've gone into a bit of a spiral. So we started talking about the Marvels. I know it's not like us. It's not like us. But yeah, we started talking about the Marvels, and now we've just ended on Batman, or the Batman. Mike, would you like to show off your cocktail? Mike's made a cocktail as well.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
It's very, very fucking strong, though, bro.
To say that.
It's called the Spies.
I need it, so
yeah.
That's what I said.
No one's going to taste one of Mike's drinks and go, that's a bit watery. Needs more booze. There's only booze in that, Mike.
Just like a little kick.
Yeah. It's like a bit of a tingle, nice warm feel. Yeah, No, someone's no. You have one of Mike's cocktails and go, fucking hell, I can't taste anything anymore.
Yeah, if anyone needs to understand what tasting Mike's booze is like, if you've ever watched The Great Escape and you see the scene where they make the potato vodka, it's that.
The Pachin.
Wow.
It's probably a fair finger, but
yeah.
I'll accept that.
Yeah, so, but I can't even remember where we're going. Yeah, but so the Batman was still very new, still finding his feet, but brutal as fuck. But still brutal as fuck and dark as fuck and just menacing. And obviously, you say he gets beat up in the subway by a bunch of clowns, but I mean, not before he takes out the leader in the most spectacular way. In the most spectacular way. I mean, he's not doing anything anymore, that guy. He doesn't kill people, Batman, no. Like the kids have seen it. The kids have watched, Luke is seeing the Batman,
and he was like, changes their life forever.
Yeah. Luke's like, oh, it's good that he doesn't kill people. I was like, but fuck me, they're not going to do anything anymore, like ever. That's it.
It's going to cost the state a lot of money to look after him.
He's not dead. He's just eating through a straw now. All right.
There's that meme, isn't there, where the that guy from Invincibles, the one that gets his jaw completely cracked in, and there was and the meme just says, "Batman now talk." It's just this guy laying on the floor, like his jaw just hanging off. Not dead though. Not dead.
Physically can't talk, but
Yeah,
not
like-
dead.
just can't do anything.
I
Okay.
can't wait for Invincible to come back.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That
Yeah.
was fun. That was a fun time.
It was
I
great.
remember everyone was like kicking off about the first episode. I remember watching it and just going, yeah, it was all right. You know, it's quite nice, you know, more than anything. That's what the buzz is about. And then there was the scene afterwards. I think I was just about to get up and do something. I was, oh, you know, what's going to happen here? And then afterwards, I was just,
Is it the train
where
scene?
no, the scene where the dad comes back and he he gets all of his mates to assemble in the hideout. Yeah, literally. So it was literally that, and then it cut, and then it went to the extra credits, and then I was just like, oh, okay.
Okay,
now I
that
get it.
makes sense.
Yeah, now I understand. Okay, I get it now. Yeah, I get it now. Yeah. Brilliant, just horrible. I couldn't believe what I was watching. But yeah, superb. What other trailer was there? There was another one that I put out that I wanted to talk about.
So we did. So you've done Marvels. Can I just say it looks fucking dog shit? I'm
Okay.
not into it any further than that. I just feel like I'm intrigued about how the dynamic's going to be between the three main leads. The new Ronan the Accuser bad woman just looks like a proper Thor the Dark throwaway fucking villain. Not interested in that at all.
That's like the biggest insult.
And then she just looks like she's going to be just really underdeveloped and really dry because do you know what I mean? Just a standard throwaway Cree bitch. Like, cool.
Sure.
And then, but I am interested to see the dynamic between the three. Sort of.
Rambo, Marvel, whatever.
Is she Pulsar or Photon or something like that? Whatever her name is, or he's going to be.
Monica Rambo.
Yeah. So
Photon. It was a call sign, weren't it?
Right. So that her and Carol and Kamala, like I'm cool. I'm interested to see how that works, especially because Kamala's like a proper fucking fangirl. So that
we've already touched on this. So it's going to be. Photon's going to be, listen, I just want to get back. I've got more important things to do than hang out with you virgins. Captain Marvel's going to be the peacemaker. Oh, don't worry. I know I'm the best, but, this is just a kid. And then Ms. Marvel's just going to fanboy the fuck out for the whole thing. And eventually save the day. We said she's going to have a Tom Holland moment. And she's going to end up saving both of them. And then go like, you are a Marvel now. And then she's like, yes.
Maybe.
And it'd be the start of the thing of the young Marvels or whatever with line art and stuff.
Yeah.
Well, it's definitely happening. So
doesn't like Monica Rambeau like properly fucking hate Carol now because she just wasn't there when her mum died.
Yeah, or something. Yeah, she's just got a chip on her shoulder.
Yeah, so she's like
another black lead with a chip on their shoulder.
He's right though.
I mean.
I haven't seen that before. Well done, Disney.
Well done, Disney. In your level best.
Disney being Disney. Brilliant.
Just Disney.
Love it. Love it.
Yeah, not excited.
Let me guess. At one point, she says, fuck this or screw this and goes away and goes rogue. Can't hack it and has to be saved by the white lady. Beautiful. Well done, Disney.
But how else will Disney live out their white savior dreams?
Fuck Disney.
Right, before we move on to the Mandalorian, I'll be back in a sec.
Okay.
Yeah, cool.
We saved it for you. In fact, I say we. Yeah, Mike definitely save it for you. I want you to get on with it and crack on. I don't know. I want to talk about Alan.
Just wait to talk.
Yeah, I just want to get on with it. But no. Yeah, we then decided together that was best waiting for you. And then when I say decided together, Mike decided just to make a cocktail, so I just kind of sat here and spoke at the camera.
Fair enough.
Yeah, this is what's happened. I'm drinking vino, the red wine.
Oh, nice.
Yes. No particular reason. Mike mentioned it earlier, so I thought I've got a couple of bottles of red. I'm going to crack one open.
Why not?
Salute. I can see that you're drinking neck oil, I think.
No, so I was going to
Is it
get
not?
neck oil, and then I saw this, which is called, it's the same, it's Beavertown,
Yeah.
same company, but it's called Lunar Haze.
Oh, nice. Oh,
Um,
very good. Is it good?
It's lovely, yeah. So I thought I'll try that. It's not super strong. It's only 4.5% average,
Yeah.
but the boxes make me happy. Like, look.
They look fun, mate. When we
Yeah.
need to do a London trip, I'll take you to the actual Beavertown bar. So literally just all
I
of
thought you
all
was
the
gonna offer us to take us to Beavertown then, bro. I was like, I'm not paying for
Right.
sex.
mate. Mate, London is Beavertown. What are you
Is it
talking
like
about? So when we go, so I'll take you to the bar, but they literally got all of it on draft. They've got all the bottles in the back and stuff like that. Whole thing's done up like skull candy. It's crazy, but it's awesome.
Sick.
Yeah, really good.
Yeah, I'm into it. But yeah, this is tasty good. Bit stupidly only got 4. Silly, really.
Have you got no more hard boozing?
Debbie's got some chocolate vodka stuff that I got her for Christmas.
Why do you even bother asking, mate?
And then I've obviously got some Fireball.
Fuck's sake.
Fireball left. In it. So, if time.
Have you got any more hard boozing? Oh, I got some chocolate vodka, I guess. It's just
Yeah, I did specify Debbie has got that.
Yeah.
Not my type of choice. But yeah, there's a bottle of Fireball downstairs. So
lots.
Oh, Fireball's all right.
Yeah,
there you go.
Fireball.
probably about half a bottle left. From
It's
that
weird
one.
that you didn't lead with that. Is my point, but that's cool. Yeah, each to their own.
Because it's not. I don't feel like it's a casual drink. Like it's like a very winter warm you up after a cold walk, or
Have you seen outside?
hooked up. It's
Perfect.
There's no in between with it. It's not like a sipping drink. But yeah, if I didn't have work in the morning, I'd probably do a couple of shots. But
Might as well.
life and it gets in the way of being fun.
Oh. And then that note, let's talk about Mando. No, let's talk about another trailer actually, just before. But Mike, have you watched it yet? Ahsoka.
No, because I took that threat of possible spoilers extremely seriously because I was enjoying the series too much.
You guys give me a lot of shit, but I'm a fucking mate. I'm a mate. I took the hit. And I put out a warning for you lot. I was like, I sacrificed it for you guys, for the greater good. I was like, do not watch. And I said, maybe possible spoilers.
I don't know that there are any spoilers in it, especially
after this episode.
Yeah, so obviously, like,
if you just wait, if they put it out after this episode, I probably would have watched it.
No, still.
I don't. I don't get it. I genuinely don't. Because when you said all these spoilers, I was like really confused. I'll be dead honest with you. And then when I saw Mike at weekend, I said to him, like, I don't know what the spoilers are. Like, I genuinely don't know. So I might just be me being dumb as fuck. Definite possibility.
The spoilers, the spoilers for me, there's no way of me, Mike. Can you just fuck off for 2 seconds?
Yeah.
Okay, Mike, can you hear me? Yeah, Mike, I'll give you like a few seconds to disperse. So spoiler alert if you haven't seen the Ahsoka trailer. Everything, it was not necessarily spoilers, and this is why I was quite vague with it, because for me, when I watched it, I was like, because of who we see in this trailer.
Right, okay.
So there was a lot of anticipation for it could be in Mando. Is it this person? Is it that? We were very indecisive. And after this episode, there was a lot of talk of Thrawn in it. So we know that he's about. Yeah. And even Moff Gideon's like, I haven't seen him. Yeah. Where is this Thrawn?
Yeah.
So now that I've seen this, I definitely know he's coming and he's about, and he's probably doing something pretty sinister. In Mando, I'd be hoping he was coming, which is kind of almost taking away the excitement. This is, for me, I feel like that's done now. And I feel like now that we've seen Sabine already in the trailer, we're going to get a lot more Rebels in this, potentially. Or at least some of them, or that may be the big reveal or whatever. So I feel like it's maybe leading up to someone coming in, or Sabine coming in, or someone from the Rebels coming in and showing up at some point. And it's not so much as like a hard hit spoiler. it's for me, it's the same thing if you saw Luke Skywalker in Boba Fett before you saw the last episode of Mando. It's kind of that. It was like, oh, right, so he's about. So when he shows up, it's not so much of a big deal kind of thing. That's what I meant by it.
Right. So I 100% understand that logic then. And I completely get it. It didn't do that for me because I'm still holding out a tiny amount of hope that we might just get him at the end. Where he's kind of just like, if Gideon survives, where Thrawn shows up and just like slaps him and basically says, "Now stop being a bitch and do what you're told." Like that kind of just like a 2-minute scene, like just a little, very, very little cameo. So I'm still holding out hope that we're going to get that. I'm not asked if we don't get it now because I've kind of. So at the beginning, we can get Mike back now, I think, because this goes. So.
Oh, he's there.
I heard the end of it.
Ah, right, okay.
I can't be asked walking around anymore. I thought, do you know what? I could sit down and drink.
Yeah, no one said you can sit down and drink. Right?
Yeah, so obviously early doors in Mando, when Bo's castle just gets obliterated, I'd said if that's not Thrawn, I'm going to start flipping tables and stuff like that. Yeah. Whereas we got a logical answer to it that makes sense in this episode, so I'm not super not being Thrawn. Yeah. Because they'd said obviously like they were short range TIE fighters and stuff like that, like it couldn't have come from far. And obviously, like the last episode, I felt like they was leading us into thinking that it was the other Mandos that had done it because they've got that like
you wouldn't leave Beskar. That's what I always thought. I always like no, they wouldn't leave the Beskar around. Joe after they broke Moff Gideon out, from Beskar, and I knew that as soon as that pops up, I was like, it's not other Mandos.
Yeah, I just
like it's definitely not other Mandos.
Yeah, in my head, that was like a Thrawn plan for a larger plan because that is a very Thrawn thing to do.
Yeah.
So yeah, but like I said, they kind of led us down. Oh, it might be the Mandos that have bombed Bo, but then obviously now it's kind of turned out that it's probably not.
Yeah.
But I'm cool with the way that they've done it and the way that they've explained everything and the reveal and stuff like that. Like I'm fine with that. I'm not dead annoyed about it. And I was fucking so happy with the episode.
It's so right. So before you come on now, I was saying that this is possibly like my favorite out of every single episode of Mando. I can't think of anything in series 1 or 2 what comes close to it. What about you?
I think I still prefer the last episode of season 2.
That's exactly what I thought.
Mm-hmm.
Just for the way that the story was told, the way that Luke, just that Luke scene, which was the disparity between him and Vader, the Vader tunnel scene. Like, and I was just like, I was so happy with it. Like, it made me proper wet, and then I was just like, it was everything I wanted to see in an episode. Like, in fighting and all the way through the whole the troopers being fucked up, essentially like scrapping their way through to get in there, and then Luke coming and basically saving the day, which is cool because that's the Luke we all wanted to see in the films.
That's it. That is it. This is why that is my favorite. There's no doubt that when I watched this scene, there was a scene where they simply just land on Mandalore in this episode, all of them together. And I just said, that looks beautiful. That looks badass. I rewinded it and just watched that bit again. They didn't do anything. They didn't say anything. They all just, all of them on that planet. And I was like, I don't know what it is about just that shot, but it looked fucking incredible. I was like, right, here we go. Like, it was fucking amazing. Like, again, another proud, to be happy, very proud to be a Star Wars fan moment. Unlike some other moments that Star Wars has given us. But yeah, the Luke scene for me, I would say that was the same. When you said that was your favorite episode earlier, Mike, that was the first thing that came to my head. I was like, I probably would prefer the last episode of season 2, just because, fucking, the episode 8 gave us the Luke that I didn't want to see. I just couldn't give a fuck. I was like, I don't want to see Luke as an Obi-Wan hermit. I don't want to, even Obi-Wan was fucking still one with the Force. This guy's just given up. It's not who I want to see. But I want to see Luke in his prime. This guy's just beating Vader. He's training people. He's just the master now. He just doesn't give a fuck. He's still got a little bit of Vader in him, which we saw. but he's just fucking shit up, you know, and that's exactly what I wanted. And just when the Dark Troopers are marching about, and these things are hard. Like Mando fights one and barely gets out with his life, like barely. And Luke just comes and walks through him like butter. And it was just like the contrast to this, because you just know that these things are fucking lethal. An army of them coming to you, and he just destroys them all easily. And it was just like, this is it. This is the fucking Luke that I wanted to see. And it was like the whole way through, I was literally like on the side of my shit, like I just couldn't say anything. I was just like, the whole time I was like, fuck, like, oh my days, like this episode was good, but it didn't make me do like that. It didn't make me go, oh, like it wasn't like an oh shit moment. All
I will say to that is, from the Star Walker family, I do not care about them anymore. I don't, honestly. I am fucking done with them. Like, the fact that both of you have said that same episode, when it's a guy what's popped into an episode of a show and that's all you're going to see of him. Right? Whereas this is about them going back to their home planet after the bombardment and them taking on these brand new First Order-esque, like the first line of the First Order, and all wearing Beskar, and it was like a war film, that last scene. And then it's, oh no, I don't get it. Like, I'd rather see something horribly brutally, and then that end with the guy, Joe, no, there's too many of them. That felt more to me than this Luke Skywalker part. I get it, though. It was cool when Luke popped up. I really enjoyed it, but this show isn't about fucking Jedis to me. Like, I don't give a toss about Jedis in this show. Like, I just want to see mercenary. I want to see proper, like the Rogue One thing. I want to see proper war tacticians. I want to see proper battles. Like, we've seen incredible stuff in with the dogfights and stuff, which is one area. All I'm waiting for is to be a fucking navy, like a literal sea battle. Right, and he's got the triumph. I feel like we kind of got it when they were sailing through the sands and that massive ship. See, that part reminded me of Mad Max. Yeah, that part when he was on the thing, it reminded me of Mad Max. I loved it, Joe, because of how weirdly Stephen put, like, incredible, like. But I don't think anyone. I like this show so much because it doesn't remind me of Star Wars. Like, it's very Star Warsy, but it's not just Siths and Jedis. It's a character from the Star Wars universe, and I get that they made it. I mean, the first season, at least, they made it like a Western. It was just an outlaw, not good, not bad.
Like
this is why Boba Fett had that shaped visor, because it reminded George Lucas of Clint Eastwood's brim of the hat and Clint Eastwood's scowl, and that's where you could see the shadow coming off his face, and so he just wanted it like that permanently for him, which I completely get. And obviously, yes, Luke only pops up for this moment in this, but I feel like it's less like Luke Skywalker saves the day, and it's more just witnessing. Like, it's more witnessing, like, someone that is a fucking legend that we haven't seen do legendary things. Like, his Han Solo escape was ridiculously convoluted. It was unnecessary, where he could have just walked in and killed everyone and just took him. But he had to come up with this crazy, over-exaggerated plan in Return of the Jedi. But it was the one time where we see Luke actually be like the legend that we know he is. We have never seen it before on screen, and he's coming on. And he's just doing this shit. Because I know we know the law, and it'll never live up to what you've got in your head. It did, though. This is the thing. It did. No, that's the thing. It did. That did not marry up to him pulling out a cruiser out the sky. Yeah, but we saw Ray do that. That's what I'm talking about. He's not like he's showing this stupid OP stuff. I know he's done crazy stuff, but this show is about the Mandalorians. I don't give a shit about the Jedi. I understand that why he's there, because of the Grogu stuff, and you're gonna get bits of him, but I don't feel like like you said, he literally come in and saved the day. But it wasn't the character of the Mandalorians. Yeah, no, but it was but it just showed the difference. Like, he was the most powerful person on that ship in that side of the galaxy, at that point in time. and it just showed you like the levels. I feel like they did it well. I don't feel like he doesn't come in every episode and fucking save the day. Like you say, he came in for that little tiny bit of that. He still gave that moment to fucking Grogu and Mando at the end, which was heartbreaking. But you know me, I've got a fucking heart of steel, and even I was like, oh, that's quite sad. But at the same time, that scene that they gave Luke at that moment was fucking incredible. It was badass. It's one of my favorite Star Wars moments ever.
Yeah, but
it
that
was
could be
brilliant.
that could be cut out of this show and put into a film.
It wouldn't hit as hard though. It was perfect because it was in this show.
I think because it was so unexpected, because we'd gone through 2 seasons where it was just Mando, and you got Ahsoka, but you didn't really see too much like
Jedi stuff.
Yeah, which what I'm saying, and I appreciate that we didn't see too much of the Jedi stuff.
So
I'm not saying I don't hate like Skywalker stuff at all. Like, it's why I got into Star Wars. But when I'm watching something about the Mandalorians, and when the Mandalorians take back their home planet, and then there's a big resurgence because like the First Order is literally about to start coming into prominence again, and then all the Beskar stuff, and that blew me away. At the end of it, I was just left dumbstruck. I was like,
no one's saying that this episode didn't hit different, mate.
Oh no, I'm just saying
it was an incredible episode. It just this is the thing though, like if say I don't know, in like 20 years time or something, like they put out another series, you never hear of Mando again, you just know that he's fucked off and he's just become this OG. There's another season and then he pops up, you're gonna be gassed. You're gonna be fucking gassed because he showed up for an episode. He's just like fucked everyone up.
That's it. We'd seen Luke, so in that 20 years.
Not Luke. I'm talking about Mando. Like a period.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, if it was another 20 years from now, in that 20 years, what you're saying, you'd be gassed. Yeah, but we had seen Luke in that other 20 years. Other things.
It wasn't the Luke.
It was not the Luke that everyone wanted.
Exactly. Like, that's the thing.
That Mando could be the Luke, the Mando what no one wanted, but we've already had that with Boba fucking Fett.
Yeah,
I'm not saying. I'm just saying. I'm just using it as an example for fuck's sake. Or Boba Fett shows up and redeems himself or some shit. That was Boba Fett. In fairness, that was Boba Fett and Mando. Like, we hadn't seen him for fucking age. He turned up and he fucked shit up, and everyone was gassed, including him.
And then he got his own show.
That's the thing. No. So, see, this is the difference. See, like, what I'm saying is, stop there. Like, I love that episode for that episode. Right? Yeah. When Luke showed up again in Boba Fett,
Boba Fett was better when it was Timothy Oliphant just wearing his armor.
Yeah, like, but just saying nothing, just giving like fucking Lando Calrissian daggers. You know what I mean? Just good times. That's what we want to see.
But you say like Boba Fett, like when Luke showed up in Boba Fett, he was like, no, but actually they were the best 2 episodes because they weren't about Boba Fett.
They were, but not because of Luke. No. This is the difference. It's not because of Luke. They were the best episodes because of Mando. That's it. Like this is my favorite. Like, the last one was the only time where my gaze has been taken away from Mando and Grogu, and I've gone, this episode is great because of Luke. That's why I like the second episode, and because of what he does. And do you know? And I feel like more personally, it's because I felt physically attacked when we got that Luke in episode 8, and I was just like, when he throws away the lightsaber, I was just like, I'm gonna hate every second of this. I know I am, and I.
He spoke to me when he did that though. I was like, Luke's turned into me. I get it. Fuck these people.
Just drinking booze. I'm living by myself. Of an animal.
Yeah, and it was blue.
It was blue milk, I guess.
This is why we all come together, because we all agree to disagree, and a lot of the times, Alan and I don't agree on the same shit. But I feel like, again, this is the heart of it, though. It's what it means to you. So it's what these episodes mean to you, and the fact that we can argue about the best episode of a series is a really good problem to have. Because it means that there's episodes to choose from of what hits harder. Not like.
Don't say it.
Fett. I'm gonna say it, but not like Boba Fett. Not like that. It's like me saying
the best episode in that, though, is there? Because
with Mando, the best episode with Mando. But
that's not hard.
But why? Because he cuts a guy in half on the table what else? I can't really remember what else. I just remember him just doing shit like
Putting
that. yeah. I can't.
What more
And,
do you
I
need,
just
bro?
and I kind of just remember being horrified for the rest of the series. Yeah, that was it. Yeah.
If we compare it to something else, though, so this whole argument is basically us sat down and going, like, if you look at The Last of Us, which we obviously both all loved pretty much all the way through, and it's like us sitting down and going, which episode did you prefer, episode 3 or episode 7? Pick one. Like, do you know? But yeah, like, but I would probably pick episode 3 as well. I would imagine Nick probably would.
I thought that was fairly easy. Like, as much as I enjoyed a lot of that show, I feel like there's one episode was head and shoulders above the rest of the season, and they were in it for a lot of that episode.
It edges it. I don't feel like it's head and shoulders, but it edges it for me against that episode where I was like.
It does. Episode 3. Only. Do you know what? Do you know why as well? Because episode 2 is where I was in, and that was when I was just like the first episode. I was still skeptical. I was like, it's just the game, but they've done the game justice, so I'm going to be 1 foot in, 1 foot out. Episode 2 was like the clickers look real. That's all I could remember saying about this. I was just like, if the clickers could be in your face and real and live action, how they sound, how they moved, what they did, the fact that 1 minute they're like round the corner, next minute they're in your face. That episode fucking nailed it. The horror and the anguish, and it just reminded me of the game 100%. I was like, yeah, episode 2. The reason why episode 3 is my favorite is because the whole way through all of The Last of Us, I was saying, just stick to the story, just stick to the story. They better do the story justice. They went off-road, and it was still incredible.
Yeah.
It was brilliant. And I was just like, do you know what? I have been absolutely disgraced here. They're just taking the piss now. Like, it wasn't even in the game, this, but it was just, and it was the story I never knew that I wanted in there.
Yeah.
But that's it. Like, and that's coming from 3 people who have got very different ideas of what that show was going to be. Like, from you absolutely obsessively loving it, me having fucking nout to do with it, and then Alan, who was like, yeah, I quite enjoyed it, and I'm not like Nick, where it's like, like it's decent, it's a good game.
Labour and like a mild centrist in the middle. Like, it was literally, we couldn't have had 3 more different opinions.
Yeah, like really,
the whole thing.
Mindset's going into it, but
this is how
I feel like we all ended up with a fairly similar opinion at the end of it.
I came out feeling like satisfied, but basically it's like well done. Thank you for someone for saying it. It's like going for like a really kind of like posh meal, and then you're kind of full.
I thought he was going to be saying something wild like that, not a posh meal. You absolute tart.
I just heard. And she said posh, and I just heard wank.
It's like having a posh wank and going, do you know what? I can do that again. You know, I needed more of it. It was a bit too quick. Let's go with that analogy. I was going to go for a posh meal where you don't, all the food that you get is just barely enough, but you could still have a kebab later. You know, you wanted more of the food. If they brought out another plate, you would eat it and you still enjoy it. That was it. I was just, I was satisfied with what I got, but I could still have done with a little bit more. That's all. That's what she said. Right before one of you pricks.
If I hadn't been taking a drink.
Yeah, exactly.
Right, okay. So anyway, that episode, not my favourite, but an absolute close fucking second of all the episodes of Mando that have come. So
I all the season after it's finished, after each episode's finished, I've gone, I really enjoyed that, but I can wait. I can wait for a week for the next. This one, I was like, give it me now. Fucking pricks. and it felt like a longer episode. Like it
just felt almost an hour. This one.
Yeah, so like it was like, even though I got more, I wanted more, and I was just like, I feel that's the sign of a really good episode. Yeah. Like when I got into the mind frame of just expecting it once a week. I can stew on it after I've watched it. I can enjoy it. I can go back and watch it a couple of times during the week before the next episode so I can get the most out of it. But this time I was like, no, I just want to watch the next one.
Yeah.
And it's not happened for Mandalorian since probably season 1 for me. Like I'm used to it being like a one a week joke. Like, no. I found it incredible, like mind blowing.
This episode looked beautiful,
Stunning.
Just to the convoy landing on the planet, I was just like, wow, that looks incredible.
Yeah,
it really does.
Stunning. It's stunning. Out of all of the Disney Plus TV stuff that we've got, there's not even a comparable,
No,
a close second to Mando. Like it's on a different fucking level.
Really is.
Yeah.
Stunning. It just looks amazing. I can't really say this, but I'm going to say it for a third fucking time. When the Mandos exit out of the ship and land on Mandalore, I'm telling you guys, there's something about that hit different. I was like, I was in Mike zone there. I was geared up. I was like, let's fucking go. Like, I just wish I was part of that squadron.
The drop, when you first see him drop, all the thought in my head was that reminds me a lot of the Godzilla film. So the 2014 one, when they're going through the clouds with the red fingers. That reminded me of that. But when they landed, it reminded me of an old Vietnam film.
Yeah.
Joe, because it was all just the
like
silhouette
the helicopters,
against like the clouds, what were moving dead quick. It just it's just mind blowing.
But it was like literally all of them just scoping the area and this, that, and the other, and then like saying, yeah, it's fine. Like, yeah, the area is secure, and then the ship landing. It felt like the start of the game. I felt like I was just ready to, get stuck in and some shit was going.
That's what it did feel like a cutscene at the start of the game. Yeah. This is where your launch point is, and you're about to go into the underground to look for the Myvosaur or something like that. It's fucking weird. Like, so good. And what was that big fucking animal thing? What attacked him?
Well, so should we run through the episode because we've
So right, 1 second.
We'll run through the episode and then we'll get to that because it's kind of hinted at, but then you get it in a really unexpected way, don't you? So
that's what she said.
Yay! Work as well, that one, wasn't it? I wasn't a big fan of that one. No. I didn't feel like you really. No, that was not your best work.
She got it in a really unexpected way. Like anal.
I mean, yeah, I get that, but that's not what I said, though, was it?
Well, yeah, you said that. Yeah, but then they think it's going one way, and then they get it in a really unexpected way. Just kind of thinking that just sounds a lot like my sex life.
Fucking hell. I literally just went to the other side of the thing. Like, I went out the room. I was stood just there. I was like, what the fuck's he talking about? Fuck's sake.
Let's go. Episode 7.
Yeah, sorry, I was just looking at the comments to see if anyone was on. Amy said she was sorry she was late, like 40 minutes before I got here. So it starts. I'm trying to think where it starts out now.
Coruscant.
What?
Starts off in Coruscant, doesn't it?
It does, yeah.
Oh yeah, it does, yeah. So it starts off on Coruscant.
We've already spoken about this scene, but yes.
Yeah, it's that little bitch cunt. She's not.
Oh, that's her name, Mike. We couldn't think.
Yeah, we couldn't think of a name. The little bitch cunt.
The little
bitch
cunt. I remember. Yeah. And then Tory bitch. The one with the hammers, yeah.
Yeah, she's the one with the hammers. Tory bitch and little bitch cunt.
It's a shame. I feel like you need to start saying a few things about men in this because it seems really.
Oh
really,
no! So Visla, he's big and daft.
Oh yeah, big.
Yeah, so we do say things like big and dumb as fuck, dumb as a box of fucking bricks.
Yeah,
really dumb. And he's got a shit little vibrating knife as well. Don't like that. But we'll come to that. So
vibroblade doesn't sound like a sex toy at all.
It's like a shit sort of bootleg. It's like a Wish vibroblade because the vibroblades are what you see with like they're usually like electricity or force based, like kyber based. So that's a proper vibra blade. What the Praetorian guards have, or what General Grievous's fucking guards had, like that's a vibra staff or a vibra blade. He's got a shit one that just shakes.
Yeah.
Like he's ordered it off fucking AliExpress. And that's and it looks like the real deal, but then it's come and it's that. It's just like this little shaky knife. It's like them weird 80s carving knives that you got, for like carving a turkey at Christmas, and it's just like it's like a big white plastic fucking handle.
Yeah,
the electric ones.
And a little knife that goes like that. It's the Star Wars equivalent of that.
Fair.
So yeah, that's out on.
we so jokes if you took out that knife and everyone just started kind of sniggering. Like, there were just
God,
two Mandalorians in the background. One of them kind of nudges his mate. Like,
but that looks because he definitely looks at it and goes, "What do you do with that? You're a tickle." Do you know?
Call that a knife? That's not a knife.
Yeah.
This is a knife.
Then he shoots him in the head.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah. So that's on correspondence.
Yeah.
I can't remember what I called her. A little bitch cunt. She turns up, goes down a little alley because apparently there's no one gives a shit where she goes. And you get Gideon, so you get confirmation that he's still knocking about and he's in control.
Mate, you forgot about the Imperial Scout droid,
which looks massive compared to what we've seen before.
It's literally kept up by like the it's still Vader's power. Like he's long gone, but he's still keeping these things afloat. His
hatred's making them float.
Yeah, just his hatred.
I forget about that. Yeah, the whole episode is a bit vague. To be fair, at this point, I only watched it today. Just my
should be fresh.
My mental capacity is not where it should be.
Mike, do you want to tell this? Because this was your favorite episode. You loved it.
No. Tell you the truth, no. But so yeah, the Moff Gideon stuff, and then you see Moff Gideon in his ship. Weird conversation though. I feel like that conversation between her and him was odd, like because it was all the nods and winks that we've had in the previous 2 or 3 episodes. Like, yeah, he's definitely not dead. Like we broke him out and shit like that. So it was just like, just trying to put a nice little bow on that, and then it was, but here's the real plan. Like it was a strange little part. I didn't really understand, Joe, as an intro to the episode.
Yeah. Maybe it's just to demonstrate her sort of. So maybe it is to demonstrate her part in Gideon's plan and her part in the overall like forming of what she thinks the new order is going to be or the new empire is going to be. But it's probably also to call back to that he's working very much against some of the other generals within that room.
Yeah.
So he's like, because clearly Hux, who I really appreciated in that little conference, like a bit disappointed that it wasn't Donald Gleason, but it didn't look like him anyway. So I was like, but I was a little bit disappointed at that because he was definitely more handsome when he was younger than when he was proper Nazi Hux.
Yeah.
I think it was just to show that, like I say, he's definitely working against those little factions that have got clearly more resource, more power than he's got. Hux at this point is like a commandant or something like that.
Yeah.
And he's Moff Gideon and still having to request
stuff.
Yeah, he's still saying, please send me some ships. Please. Just a couple of bombers, please.
That's how we win.
And then like a commandant was like, fine, you can have a bit. Do you know what I mean? So I think it was just to demonstrate that he's working against the larger sort of circle of the empire. In that he's just like, well, you wanted this cloning guy because cloning's your thing. Guess what? Brainwashed him, dead now. Like, you know, he's
He's brain fried anyway.
He's eating through a straw now because he's like monged somewhere in a fucking hospital because we tortured him too much because you wanted.
Well, does her character not remind you of the guy from Rogue One and Andor?
Andor? Cassian Andor?
Yeah, Cassian.
The guy from Rogue One and Andor, and then you still trying to fucking remember Cassian Andor.
Cassian. Right.
So, Mike, at this point, I just want to thank you for not telling the story today. Thank you very much.
Like,
I understand why you.
It wouldn't going to work well.
Yeah.
So, does she not remind you of Cassian? The way she was in that little alley, Joe, acting like a dirty spy, Joe. Like the first time we meet him from Rogue One.
Yeah. She's the sort of the Empire's equivalent to
Cassian.
She'll do what needs to be done.
Yeah,
because
I thought that was
needs to be done.
I didn't feel like that was as obvious before this scene. So as weird as it was, I understand why it was put there because it was called Spies, and I feel that's the obvious nod. Like they've got their version there, Cassian, and the Empire, the Republic have got their version in Cassian Andor. Like, but I don't know where the rest of the spies come into the title.
So I don't trust Tory bitch, right? Surprise, a fucking prize.
Yeah,
I think we're getting ahead of ourselves though.
Yeah,
because
but yeah.
So,
I feel like
I felt something a little bit weird. Yeah.
So, so we get that, and then we get Moff Gideon's like little like sort of circle jerk with all the fucking holograms. And then obviously like we get a big name drop because they say like, well, where's Thrawn? Basically, like he's supposed to be here. He's kind of the heir to the Empire. He's the master tactician. Like, where is he then? What's he doing? I've never like Moff Gideon says I've never seen him. That will be like mythical at this point.
He puts a proper strop, doesn't he? Like, I've never seen Thrawn. Where is he then? Show me Thrawn.
He's a flat earther. Like that's what he is. Like Gideon's a
Thrawn is a myth.
Like Thrawn's like the globe.
He's a big blue myth.
So we get that. So I was like, that's cool. Then like I say they say, yeah, we'll what was that?
Maybe.
It's a trap.
I like that.
Yeah, I like that theory. Maybe.
Yeah, potentially.
Time to the spies.
So we get that bit, and then it goes to Mando, and they're basically arriving on the planet where they've got a home now, where they're guests. Everyone thinks it's the Empire rocking up, which to be fair, I did as well. But Ian was just fucking turned up, but it's not. It's the Mando's light cruiser. I
thought it would be so jokes if it was the Empire. They literally cleaned the streets from the last bombardment they got. I was like, for fuck's sake! Are you serious?
I did like the big Death Watch emblem on the bottom of the light cruiser.
It's the arse end of nowhere in the galaxy. Why are we being?
Why? Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, and then the only thing that I didn't like was I was like, they've done a lot of painting, like they've been really bored on that planet where Jack Black was. Obviously he's clearly not been singing any Tenacious D songs. Lizzo's also not been singing, so they've obviously just been spending their time painting a fucking massive symbol on the bottom of that huge light cruiser.
Yeah,
whatever.
They didn't have droids to do it though. The whole planet was run by droids. They did get droids to do it. Yeah, that's what I thought anyway.
Yeah, it makes sense. I didn't think that. I just was like, why have you wasted your time?
Do you reckon that's where all those droids were going with the boxes? It was all just spray paint, like spray cans. And there's Mando just booting them in the face. Like, they're just literally going to paint the cruisers. Mando's just dashing rocks at them. Fucking droids. Dirty fucking.
You're kicking them in the head.
Yeah, exactly. He's trigger one of them. Motherfuckers. Dirty fucking clangers. Proper racist against droids.
So they, I mean, the droids.
The
The droids and their electronic feelings. No. So they turn up on the planet. Get a nice little warm welcome. Cool. He just shows up on his own with his droids pulling his train. And then they basically say, right, we're going to go back. They have like this little kind of tense standoff where the sort of the masked Mandos meet the unmasked Mandos, and it's like, ooh, they're going to have a fight. But then they don't. They just have their tea instead. And then Bo says, right, we're going to retake Mandalore. And then everyone stands up and go, like, it's very much an I am Spartacus moment.
I was going to say, yeah, Spartacus.
Me, please. I'll go.
Did you not miss the part with Grogu and the droid?
Oh, yeah, I did, yeah. Yeah, so then so we get IG-11, which is now IG-12.
Hollowed out.
Yeah. Because they've turned him into. So did we talk about Voltron last week? We did, didn't we? They've turned him into a mech, or like a Voltron type sort of.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
No.
And then you get the greatest comedy moment in all 3 seasons where he's just being an absolute dick, and I fucking loved it. And the look, like you can't see Mando's face, but the head tilt of him when he just goes, no. Yeah.
I could see his eyes rolling through that visor.
Yeah.
Like, for fuck's sake.
Yeah.
All right, so Alan's gone. But yeah, that was the most comedy part of that. And then when after that point, they walked around the market and they find the fruit stall, and Grogu's like, you know what, I'm hungry. I don't need to pay for food.
Yeah, you have to pay for this. No,
gets told, then picks up like what looks like a big pawpaw, squeezes it, juice everywhere. Just top-notch comedy work.
Great stuff. Sorry, Georgia just came in and brought me some. She's just been making shortbread.
Oh, nice.
Cool.
So, anyway, really fucking nice as well.
Is it still a little bit warm?
Mm.
Oh, Jesus, you son of a bitch.
I know.
You wish you had whiskey now, though.
Yeah, facts.
No, I don't.
Warm shortbread and whiskey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, you need to go with your fireball.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Starting to understand it now, aren't you?
Fireball. So anyway,
Mike, you just want to go back to Scotland.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, that's literally it.
Yeah, so we get that moment where he's walking through the town and he's going, yes. And every fucking parent's worst nightmare. Like every parent can relate to their kid just going, why though? Yeah, but why? Why though?
Yeah.
Why? What? Why? Why though? Like it's fucking infuriating, but you can't slap a kid, it's frowned upon. So
you DDT him though.
Yeah, that whole thing where he's just like, no, I do what I want now. I'm bigger than you.
I'm big.
Yeah. It was just absolutely hilarious to me. Like it might actually be the first time I've properly laughed, like really laughed out loud watching it. It would smile out on me occasionally, but it really made me fucking chuckle.
Grogu was being a proper dick. I was skeptical. I have one hesitation in this, and it was a minor issue, but I just don't think they worked it out. And it's the whole puppetry thing when they was exchanging the two.
Oh yeah,
when they're on the table
since season 1, though, aren't it? Where it's just the weird dead legs.
When they were just trying to walking across the tables together, and I was just like, oh, that looks very bad. It reminded me of like Team America. There was just kind of like the legs were doing that, and they were just kind of no hug. And Greg was just kind of making his way. It was
kick fight.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But I also really like that kind of because
same.
Because it reminds me of old Star Wars where it did look a little bit shit, and if you look too closely at the originals, you can see through the walls because they really made them super transparent so that they could get the effects really clean, and they saved time in place. Do you know what I mean? Like it did look very Thunderbirds at times, and I get that completely with the way that Mando have done it, and I'm like, fuck it, I don't need to. CGI, I think, would pull me out of it more than stupid legs
Yeah,
do.
I was going to say if it was a CGI green ball like jumping about like Yoda when he was fighting
Count Dookie.
Yeah, Dooku.
Yeah.
Like, I've got no interest. Yoda to me was funnier when he was just a weird, awkward little puppet. Like, it didn't take me out of the film like he was a weird, awkward little puppet, but like,
No,
it was fun. Like, like it was fun. And then as soon as it was, just a green ball flashing, jumping around everywhere. I didn't give a shit about him anymore. Like, I was just like, it's not that entertaining to me. Right, but I didn't read the first part.
Apollo Creed is that bad uncle that gives your kids toys. Yeah, facts. Like he just handed him IG-12 or whatever, and he was like, "Yeah, go and have fun." Yeah, he's that dickhead uncle.
yeah,
Facts. We've all got
or
one.
that dickhead
Uncle
uncle who
Dickhead.
buys your nephew a drum kit.
Yeah, or do you like one of those keyboards, but it only has like 4 keys, and everything else is just synthetic, like repetitive music, and there's no volume control, so it's just going to play full whack every time. And then one of the buttons is inevitably going to get stuck, and you just hear it for the whole of Christmas while you're trying to sleep. You have to throw it out the window.
Yeah, man.
Sounds like that's happened, Nick.
Yeah,
that uncle. Yeah,
You personally.
and then you have to say, "Oh no, Angels took it because they loved it so much, and it was just too much."
Angels took it.
Yeah. And then your kid starts crying, and then they start not believing in Christmas again. So you need to find it again, and then you realize that this little shitty keyboard costs like £250. So you have to spend your own money to replay it, and then the button gets stuck again, like that kind of Uncle Amy.
Just wouldn't happen.
I've
got how much?
Do you know what? I'm just not ready to talk about it. I'm not ready. Go on.
So, where was that? Yeah,
Full dickhead mode.
yeah. Grogu's just being a dick. Just the best version of Grogu. I really wanted him to like, you know, the kid from the other episode where he was with the darts, when he got kidnapped by the bird. I really wanted there to be a scene like there was in my head where there was a scene where Grogu just walks up to him and just pushes him over in the suit. Just literally just shoves him over to the ground and walks away. No, like no word, like or just shoves him to the ground and goes, no, and fucked off. So in my head that happened.
Okay.
Is that what fully happened in your head? Yeah.
That's that happened. That was their interaction because he gets like a little cameo, doesn't he, Bessie? Because he's dad's guy. So yeah,
I wonder why he was there. I was like, what the fuck is this kid there? Dickhead.
So we get this conversation where they all go, I am Spartacus.
Yeah.
And then Tory bitch goes, and I'll go as well. She don't do shit at her, so you know straight away I'm suspicious. I'm like, well, why are you going though? Why specifically are you going? Because you're a lazy bitch.
Facts. Remember, I mentioned this in the last one. Like when she went in the ship, I joked I would have just taken off because she does fuck all. But in this one, she was like, "Yes, and I'll go too." I was like, "Whoa!" In fact, she's doing something in this one. She's actually going to do shit.
She's like super Tory in that, like Bo's having trying to calm the situation down, just quietly, just being a normal person, just like right, chill out, lads. And then she comes in tapping a little fucking hammer, like.
Ding, ding, ding.
Order. I'm like, shut up, you dick. Really don't like it. So she decides to go along. So immediately, like, I'm suspicious of why are you going? Why are you trying to fuck Bo over? Because that's clearly what's happening. You're not a mate.
Not a mate.
You clearly still think you're in charge, even though you're trying to make her think that she's in charge, but she ain't.
Do you reckon it's because she saw the thingy?
Myvasaur,
yeah.
Yeah, no.
It was only kind of.
I think she's seen it as an opportunity for Bo to unite everyone, and then I think she's going to try and take the Darksaber.
Yeah.
She's seen it as an opportunity to unite everyone, and then she's gone. But ultimately, I'll get rid of her at some point, and then I'll just be the leader of everyone.
Very Sith-like. Like it's right, yeah, I'll let them do all the work and I'll just step in and
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's been foreshadowed as well in the episode because then you get. So then we go on. I'll talk about that in a minute. So then we go on the mission.
She's the wisdom of Mandalore.
She's not. She's a cunt. Then we go on the. Sorry, Abe.
I feel like there are compelling arguments on both
Yeah,
sides.
I didn't say that. I didn't say that word to you specifically or at you, because you're not that. She is. But yeah, so then they go on the mission. They go to Mandalore. Whatever. They leave the fleet in space. They go down to the planet. And like you said, we like Nick was talking about before. You get this beautiful shot of all the Mandos kind of landing, really sort of. It just looks really fucking lovely. And then they kind of scout the location, and that's cool. And then they happen across a pirate ship on the sand.
Yes.
Which is like a cross between like Mad Max or something you'd see in Waterworld.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But in a good way.
I was expecting the guy that was shouting over to her. It's like, "Do you have food?" Yes. It's like,
I'm gonna take it then.
it was like, where'd you get the coconuts? Well, from Mandalore, coconuts are tropical.
you drifted over on the ocean.
Yeah. So I'd say you get that like little interaction between them. Then it turns out that they're Mandos and they've just been abandoned. So like they're the most beaten down Mandos you've ever seen. Bless them.
Yeah.
All their fucking capes are ripped. They just look like shit. Obviously they've had no food. They've just survived for however long on this cursed, horrible planet. And then Tory bitch. And then we have the fight. So we have Vizsla and we get on the ship. Vizsla with his shaky blade. It's like a Parkinson's spoon, isn't it? And then
Wolf.
yeah. So Vizsla was a shaky blade, and then I can't remember no, he's not Death Watch, he's a Night Owl. The main guy.
Is he not called Wolf or something like that?
Fuck no, both kicked fuck out of him the week before.
And then big dumb guy kicks the shit out of him this time.
Yeah, he just but
He seems like a bit of a loser, really, doesn't he? Like he seems to get his head kicked in every time he tries to fight.
Yeah,
like
he kind of gets a couple of kind of good kind of. He realizes that he can't take him like man to man, so he uses his jetpack a lot and kind of does a lot of sweeping moves.
He's like Amir Khan, where when he first appeared, you thought he might be all right and capable of looking after himself, but then he just continues to get knocked the fuck out.
I was going to say, didn't Amir Khan get like knocked out in like his first professional fight after like 19 seconds or something stupid?
Yeah, it's like that. Do you know what I mean? He's like the Mando equivalent of that, where you think he's going to be good, and he talks the talk, and he's got that swag about him, but then he just gets beat up.
Do you reckon he got beat up by Big Dumb because Big Dumb knew that this was Big Dumb's last hurrah, so they didn't want him to go out looking too much like a punk?
Yeah, they wanted to make him look strong, didn't they? Like it's an old wrestling technique, right? If someone is going out and you've got a big ending, you make them look as strong as possible before the finish.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. But I mean, he flattened him with one hit. I mean, he closed like that prick, and he span. I mean, that guy flipped a little bit. I mean, he was off the ground. He got airtime. It was amazing to watch.
But also like. Part of me is like, well, you're not using, like, it was like Big and Daft wasn't really even trying.
Yeah.
Because he wasn't using his full arsenal. He wasn't using his jetpack. He wasn't doing the same flips and moves that the other guy was doing. He wasn't, like, the other guy was, like, giving him a flaming uppercut and fucking.
Did he pull out the little knife to take the piss out of him? Honest question, did he pull the little knife out to say, I don't need to use my other weapons, I can do you with this?
Maybe.
Which is
Right,
even better, actually, because like he's like, I can kill you with a potato peeler. I don't need to use my jetpack and my rockets and my flamethrowers.
And to be honest, he didn't. It was that there's a Knights of the Old Republic. They do the little kind of movie scenes every now and again. There was one where they basically had a mother she was a Jedi, but she was training her daughter, I think, to be a Jedi. And anyway, she gets kind of taken by the Sith. And there was a moment where there was like the kind of Sith guards around, and she has like a saber, but it's like a yellow saber. And she starts fighting these Sith guards on the way to collect her daughter, because the daughter's at the end of this. I don't want to say runway, but like the ship's at the other end, and there's like a long strip, and it's just going down. And anyway, these guards are coming towards her, and she's like fighting with a lightsaber, and she takes out maybe two of the guards with a lightsaber, and she just like disignites it, puts it away, and just starts fighting. Like, she just doesn't need it. She just starts fighting them and just takes them all out. She like takes out two of them, realizes mid-fight that actually these guys aren't even worthy of me actually using this. Turns it off, puts it away, and just starts kicking the shit out of them. And then the last one she just kills with their own dagger. But yeah, I just thought I'd bring light to that because it's fucking awesome. I will put it on the Red Lion channel, but it just reminded me of that, like saying like I don't even need this.
Yeah,
it was an incredible scene. Knights of the Old Republic have some of the best Jedi fight scenes in history. Like in history.
Silly. Yeah, it is silly. But yeah, so then they have this fight, and like Mando's like, "Oh, should I go and stop it?" And Bo says, "No, you can't get involved. You can't side with either of them." And then Grogu just steps in the middle and just goes, "No." I love the respect that they've got for him. That everyone just goes, oh, "Okay, fair enough." We've overstepped the mark there.
Yeah. Sorry, Grogu.
You've been told by a child in a big mech suit to stop it.
Sorry,
it's
you don't hurt me.
It's like having an argument at Christmas, with your mum or your aunt or someone, and then your kid just goes, "You're being childish." And then it just kind of puts everything in perspective. You just feel like a dick. Like, it's like
you're not the most intelligent person in the room at that moment.
Exactly. When your child's even saying you're just being ridiculous. Your kid's hooked up on sugar, and the thought of a man who can travel around the world at ridiculous speeds and left them a present under the tree has literally just been in the house is telling you you're being childish. That's when actually. Yeah, you might be being a tiny bit childish. Yeah. That's when to stop. Yeah, but there was but you're right, there was a lot of respect.
Yeah. And then
you're really riding this, aren't you? Gundam Grogu. Mike?
Yeah, man.
Is this a t-shirt?
I'm in for it.
Gundam Grogu. Sick. Let's do it. Amy, it's worked.
Yeah, into it. So then they encounter this like big motherfucking like whatever, like some sort of armadillo thing.
They're really running out of animals, aren't they? The next one's just going to be like a giant squirrel.
Got a big armored back and a big snappy jaws and a big tail. Like, it's got to be an armadillo, hasn't it?
It looked like a Stegosaurus, kind of the tail. Not Stegosaurus. What's the other one? The other one.
The armored one.
The big tail at the back. Yeah.
But I know what you mean. So they come across this, but then earlier in the episode, like Bo had said, like it's the bombing of Mandalore has awakened long dormant species. So like, you kind of, she puts it in your head that, because immediately she's talking about the Minotaur, but also she's talking about that thing that she fought, that insecty type robot thing that she fought, and like the guys that used to live on the outskirts that are now in the mines because that she murdered. That we spoke about. We were just having their tea.
No, it was a funeral. They're having a funeral.
Oh yeah, for the other guys.
Yeah, for the other guys that had died. Yeah, that Mando killed. In middle of a wake, and she just killed the rest of them. So like immediately, that's where my mind went, which is probably intentional. And then this big fucking thing pops up, just destroys the ship. Everyone's like flying about all over the place, getting away.
That scene's brilliant though, when it explodes and you just see all them lot flying off it.
Yeah. Like
so
flies.
that reminded me of Pirates of the Caribbean, the first one, Joe, when is it the Kraken or whatever it smashes the boat in half,
Oh yeah.
and it's like
Yeah,
the gunpowder goes off and
That's
everyone
that's
flies
the
off and
second
shit.
one.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, the second one. Like that's
Yeah.
what it was like. Oh, but it looked really cool. Like
Yeah.
I thought it looked great. Like, but it's just that because they're all in that silhouette mode again, so you can't see which one it is, but you can just see the silhouette with the clouds in the background moving that quick, moving really quick over the top of them. It just looks really, really good.
Yeah.
Well, the whole show
I like
does, doesn't it?
yeah, because some of it's actually like some of the fires they're jetpack, but some of it's like them their jetpacks being hit by the explosion, so some of them going out. Look great. Like that is like a that like is like if they I don't know if I didn't see it at the end, but that is kind of like an artist thing. Like at the end, that would have been incredible to see.
Yeah, but even when they land, like you get the bits of flaming rock and debris and stuff landing with them. Like it's just shot fucking beautifully. Like it's seamless. It really is lovely. And then they go into these tunnels and everyone's like, "No, down further, go." So they do. They go down and then they eventually get to the Great Forge, which just looks like shit. And they're like, "Oh, it's fucked." And they have like a bit of a moment where the masked guys and the night owls are like, "Well, this is looking pretty bad. It must have been horrible." And then one of the night owls says, "Well, we was here when it happened." And then the guy that's picked him up on the sailboat says, "Well, we never fucking left." And it's a bit like it's that kind of trying to one up each other again.
Yeah.
Well, like we're more worthy than you to be in this place. Or we've experienced it. We've been more.
Do you know who they sound like? Star Wars fans.
Yeah, like they're swinging their dick about a bit and going, but I'm more of a virgin than you are because I like it. But
because I was born when Star Wars was like a thing, and I went to see it for the first time in the cinema. Yeah, but I know all the lore. Yeah, but you know we've gone this way with it, but I like it because it's more progressive. Well, I hate it because it's more progressive.
Yeah, but I like it more because I cosplayed as Luke one time.
Yeah, by accident. Yeah.
Pressing down. And a green stick out of the garden that I painted green.
Yeah. Cosplay at its best, at its finest.
So you get that like little moment, and then it all just goes to shit. We get there like fairly quickly in the episode. It's about 20 minutes in, and then it all just goes to shit. Where they're like, "Oh, jetpacks, there must be more Mandos," and they're not Mandos. They're just hard as fuck stormtroopers.
Wait a minute. They fly now.
Yeah, they do fly now. They do fly now.
They fly now.
They've got Beskar armor, and they still look kind of like stormtroopers, but also a little bit like Mandalorians. Like I quite enjoy the look of it. To be fair,
I mean, they're like the Mandos. They're getting hit with the
and just taking it.
Things that are taking it. Yeah,
they're just taking it,
just carrying on. Yeah.
A little like, ow, stop it. But
you think everyone would just wear that armor, you know?
Yeah. Apparently, there's just not enough of it about though. And then I did have a little mini, just going back. So I did have a little mini panic attack when Gideon was walking through his little corridor, his little kind of.
The red.
Like out of episode 1.
Yeah.
So walking through like his little corridor, and you had the guards all down the sides. I did think that they was the robots like redone from the last episode.
Oh yeah.
And I did panic a little bit, and I was just like, "Oh no, that's really shit! Like, let's not go back. That it was good for that episode, but let's not go back there. Let's not make that just the disposable thing."
Because they are disposable because of what Luke did to them.
Yeah. But then I was really happy to know that it's actually just they took the armor and they've improved them, and now they're fucking it's people in those armor, because that's obviously they're easier to control. They're all fucking Nazis. And
it's the red guard. It's the guards from Thingy.
The Praetorian guards.
Praetorian guards.
Yeah, Praetorian guards.
What was the red guards?
Oh, is that what you're talking about?
No. So
we're not there yet.
The white stormtroopers in the Beskar.
Oh, right. Oh, when he's first walking.
It's like the corridors lined with these stormtroopers in white armor.
In between each door, like Forcefield door, there with them.
and I thought they'd just redone the robots but made them white now because like black got done in, so they made them white because that's very fucking Disney to do. So I was just like, oh no, they're not.
White is better.
Yeah, apparently. And then I was just like, oh, they don't need to do that. That's just lazy as fuck. But then obviously, like I was really happy that it wasn't that.
Yeah.
It was just different. And then there's this big fuck off fight, and then they're like, oh, they're retreating, chase them, and I was just like, oh well, that just feels like Return of the Jedi. That is definitely a mistake.
But they could have avoided that thing, so trap.
Yeah. Yeah, they probably knew it was there if they've lived on the surface for so long. I get it. Yeah, I don't disagree with you there, Aim. I think you might be onto something, mate. So then I was just like, oh no, it's Empire Strikes, it's Return of the Jedi. Don't chase them in. Han Solo's going to be waiting at the end with a gun. Like, and then they get to the end, and lo and behold, like they cut Mando off from the rest of the group. He's captured, and then it's an ambush. The other five cut him off, and then Big and Daft. So that then Bowen and Moff Gideon have like a bit of an interaction where she's definitely going to be. Or he's going to die. He's got to die. She's got to be the one.
He's got to.
Or she's going to die.
To.
Like one of them. They can't both survive. They just can't. It's just not right. But like I said before that, you get this big fight with all of them where Big and Daft is just mowing them down with his fucking minigun. And it's just fucking great. They get cornered, they get trapped in between these two shields. And then, like I said, they kind of arrest Mando, take him away. Bone Gideon after this interaction, and then she just goes, nah, fuck it, not even playing, and she cuts through the back door, while Big and Daft holds them off, essentially.
Hold the door.
Yeah, he's like, hold door.
Yeah.
And then he just like murders them all. And what I really appreciated is like some of them, like one of them's already dead, and just for good measure, he pushes him over the edge. Yeah. I was just like, that is fucking fantastic. That's wonderful work.
Yeah.
Like, well done. Like, just a dead shot, I want to see you plummet so many thousand feet to your absolute death.
Yeah.
I will say as well, like what the bit that I've missed is Tory Bitch decides that she's going to be the one to take the injured Mandalorians back to the ship.
Yeah.
Now, I did expect that when she went back, she was going to emerge from the clouds to the fleet just in tatters, just gone.
Yeah.
That didn't happen. She was just like, oh, I'm coming aboard with prison. I was just like, well, you're definitely a traitor now. Because why are you the person that's taken them back? Like, she knew what was coming in my head. She absolutely knew that it was good. They were going to be led into a trap. She was just like, I'll get them away. It's cool. And then I'll be safe on my ship while they kill everyone. And then, like, me and Moff Gideon have got, like, a deal or whatever because they've not learned from what Bo had told them around the dinner table about how Moff Gideon's got absolutely no fucking morals whatsoever, don't live up to his word.
What do we think about Amy's theory, real quick? The Mandalorian children turned into stormtroopers.
I don't know that there are enough foundlings or Mandalorian children to turn them into stormtroopers. And they're probably just stormtroopers, I think. But like the elite ones, so like Death Troopers. Well,
I think that's what they are. They are supposed to be like, because when Moff Gideon's talking to, I can't remember who she's talking to when she's saying, I've taken the best of the Jedi, the Sith, and the Mandalorian.
Yeah, he's just like, I've merged everything. And that's what I'm going to do.
That makes me think it's not Mandalorian, it's not foundlings, it's just the Death Watch. Like, it's just Death Troopers put into better armor.
Death Troopers.
Because he would say, I've got foundlings, what I've been trained, and then if you're only a foundling, you haven't gone through all the Mandalorian training. Yeah. So you're not a Mandalorian. That you cannot physically know all of the battle tactics of Mandalorians.
Yeah, you're just going to stand there and get shot 3 times by Grogu. Who just
Yeah,
flips over
like-
you.
And he's even taken the creed, like he's done it, and he's still like got a bunch to learn. So at that
Yeah.
point, like, if they took him at that point, they would just end up being just normal stormtroopers.
I can't wait for the next episode where they got to tell him his dad's dead. But he died like, yeah.
Oh, I didn't even think of that, Joy. That is
Yeah.
going to be incredible.
That's going to be.
You're gonna go meh.
I was a little bitch. Didn't even save me. Didn't even save me from that bird. Yeah.
He wasn't even my dad. He just found me, kidnapped me when I was little, and then let
He literally stole me from my mum.
yeah, and then just let a bird kidnap me. Waited till it sicked me back up, and then pretended to be like all excited and like couldn't wait to save it when he knew the bird wasn't there.
Didn't give a shit.
Like,
It'd be really funny. He was like, I bet he died like a bitch. I bet he died like I bet he died the way he lived, like a bitch.
Yeah, like
and then just walls off. And then just walls
What
off.
happened to the 3 chicks? What they took as well? Because that weren't on those new planets, and they didn't take it to Mandalore.
No, might have just been on the ship or something, probably in like a cell.
Yeah.
Those fucking massive things, but just about one of them would fit on them ships. But they could be on the light cruiser, I guess.
Yeah.
We might see them again. We might see them like adults and they're just riding them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Grogu on the back of one.
Yeah.
There's this kid on the back of the other one. I don't even know who'll go on the other one.
So it'd be Jason Syndulla.
Maybe it's Ezra because he speaks to like animals. He's leading Grogu and the kid.
No, it'd be thingy. Kanan Jarrus's son, wouldn't it?
Oh yeah,
Oh,
baby.
Oh yeah.
So he was called Jason, and then I think she did go with Syndulla, didn't she? He wasn't Jarrus.
Because he talked to the Bendu and stuff, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd work, but I don't think it's going to happen. But
yeah, no, probably not.
We just manifested this whole end.
Yeah,
Anyway.
something I want to see for like 20 seconds.
Yeah.
It would be nice, that.
But when it happens, we can go. We made that happen.
Yeah, we did that. They got that.
You are welcome. You are
welcome. Where's my royalty? Disney. So then, like I said, they take Mando, and then Big and Daft comes out to protect everyone, and he has this big fucking fight. He murders loads of people. He pushes them off cliffs. He's just like he's getting shot left and right, but he's like, "No, I'm too strong for you, bitch. I'm not going down yet." And
but like his like in Battlefront, if you're using the minigun, there's a cooldown function. Yeah, he doesn't use the cooldown function, so it breaks. I was like, bro, man. I was like, press circle, bro. Circle. Cool down,
and then
man.
throws the gun at someone.
Yeah, oh mate, that's brilliant.
Incredible.
You can't do that in Battlefront.
The guy like fully, absolutely, just fucking belts him with it. Like,
yeah,
just great. Like his best work. And then you're like, oh, he's killed everyone. Like, loads of people are going to turn up now and just kill you because you're on your own.
Yeah,
and
I was like, how? Yeah, that's what I thought. It was Moff Gideon that landed. To be honest,
yeah.
So I thought that was going to be him. And that's how he dies. I was like, so who's going to kill you?
But then you get how it should have ended, the Knights of Ren, because these 3 Praetorian guards turn up and just fucking destroy him. Like, it's not even a chance to him. Not even, they're not breaking a sweat. They just fucking murder him. They stab him here, there, and everywhere. One of them sticks a sword right through him, and the other one just goes, "You're probably dying, but I'm just going to stick this in your neck."
Yeah.
And I threw him down his shoulder.
Yeah.
Oh.
Just really work. Really, really great. I was just like, oh yeah, you're dead. Like you're not.
Dead.
There's not.
Dead.
There's not a like you might wake up the next episode and they've just winged you. You're dead.
Dead. But it wasn't like. But it wasn't like.
The thing before, didn't we?
Yeah,
like if it comes to the next episode and he's in a batter tank, I'll lose my shit. Like
if he comes back from this,
if
he comes back from this, I'm gonna be really because it was brutal. Like in a lot of like heroes' deaths, you kind of see, not even the sword going through him, like Qui-Gon's death, you briefly see it. But it's just Darth Maul really pulling it out more than anything, and then he kind of dies. you know, in this, I mean, you get stabbed a lot. Like,
A lot.
I was watching this and I was thinking, fuck, if I was watching with the kids, I'd be like, fucking hell.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? This guy's really getting stabbed here. He's really kind of getting it. Yeah.
There's a point where they're pretty much just playing with him. Like they're not, like I say, it's not a challenge at all.
Yeah. He kind of, doesn't he kind of grab one or grab the stick and try and kind of push one off the cliff, but the other one's like, nah, because I'm going to stab you again, kind of thing. Yeah. He kind of fight. I mean, he's trying to fight, and he's like, I was like, you know, what's this guy doing? I was like, hey, Jimmy, this guy tried to push me off the cliff. He goes, I got you, bro. Yeah, in the neck.
I like the fact that the Praetorian Guard have got a random New York accent.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
That's how they talk. That's why they never speak. They're not allowed to speak in public.
Yeah, that's it.
I'm walking here.
Yeah.
I really.
Yeah, we're not allowed to speak in public, but what you gonna do, huh? Hey, this is one of those things. Yeah, sorry. Hey, what you gonna do? What you gonna do, huh? Gabagool.
So anyway, so what I really want, and that's pretty much it for the episode. To be fair, then they just fuck off. What I really want is for Bo to fight them, because she's the only one skilled enough with a darksaber. She's the only one with a weapon that will stand up against those blades. And I really want.
Could she take all three?
No.
Yeah, we miite need a Jedi to come in and save her, like Luke did.
No, but I think like the Praetorian Guard basically force users. Like,
no, they're not. They're just really skilled. So they can't manipulate the Force in terms of they can't choke or push or anything like that. Which is why they've not got lightsabers, because they're not skilled with the Force to build a saber.
Okay.
But they've been trained by the Emperor essentially in the way, the combat skills or in combat. Yeah. So they're just they're literally the top of their game. They're your muscle for anyone really, really high level. But I reckon I think it's been foreshadowed anyway from Bo using the saber on that thing underground that captured Mando, and then just the way in which she fights with it anyway, and the way that she uses a shield, she uses her other stuff. She doesn't just rely on that, whereas they only have their swords or axe or whatever it was that they had. So because they only have that, I think she'll use her other arsenal as a way to kill all three of them. Like that. That's the only.
I mean, let's not forget, she's going to be pissed. I mean, this is a bro. Yeah. I mean, well, it's not really, is it? But I mean, they did bond. But she's going to be pissed.
Save Mando. She's not even going to be super pissed about him dying, because she didn't see
Mando might be.
She doesn't know that they killed him.
Yeah,
she's already gone. She's backdoored it, so she doesn't know that he's she knows he's probably dead, but she doesn't know how he died. So the arrival of the Praetorian Guard when she meets him, it's going to be a surprise. And her main focus is just going to be she's just going through him to get to Mando. So it's not going to be necessarily a vengeful fight, or that she's not going to have any motivation other than that you're in my way and you've got my mate. Yeah, that's it. So, but like I said, it's the only conceivable fight, because nobody else is taking them out.
Maybe a Jedi from Rebels might come in and save the day. And then
I mean, Ezra's definitely not popping up. No, I can't see it. Kanan's dead.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. You got Ezra not coming. Kanan's dead. I don't know.
His son is probably off with Luke training. Being mates with, he's probably one of the ones that fucking Kylo killed. And then there's not really. Ahsoka's not going to pop up in it. She's getting her own season. She's not going to show up fucking randomly out of nowhere. Obviously, no one knows that they're on Mandalore anyway.
That's true.
No one can get any sort of communication to them or any communication out. They're not calling for help. It's just not. It's not a thing. It might be a bit of it might be like a Bo and Grogu team up moment, and they might they'll probably take the 3 out, actually.
Yeah, that'd be sick.
If he freezes someone and she cuts right through him, I will shit the bed. Because that's how I do. If I was writing it and that was a fight, he'd freeze him, she'd decapitate him, and they'd move on to the other two where they just went one-on-one. And
But not even like I don't really see that like as an epic scene. I just want to see it like a move, like one shot, panoramic. They're fighting all of them. He does this. She decapitates. This guy's head spins off camera, and they carry on fighting. I want to see that kind of shit. I don't want to bring too much attention to it.
With them going, oh, we're outnumbered. Like there's two of us and there's three of you, and then one of them comes forward and he just frees him, and he's immediately cut in half. Yeah, and then we go, oh, even that up, didn't we? Let's get on then.
That is the intro to the fight.
Yeah,
yeah.
Like I'd be absolutely buzzing with that. So we're all.
She fights them. She fights them. She's gonna lose like badly because these guys are like madly trained. One of them's about to kill her. Grogu comes to save the day, freezes her in a massive, like amazing, I'm here, and then she cuts through him. And then the fight begins.
Equally, yeah, I'm cool with whatever. As long as it's them two against the 3 Praetorian guards, I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
And then, like I said, but that's only going to be half of the episode. So the other half of the episode is going to be a big fuck off space battle.
Which I'm happy about.
Yeah.
Because so far, the space battles in this season have been incredible.
They've been some of the best in all the Star Wars, to be honest.
I'm talking the asteroid scene. I'm talking the scene by Bo-Katan's castle.
Yep.
I'm just all the space battles that we have seen so far in this series have been top, the best of their game. I've not been excited for space battles since Rogue One. When all of the old Rebel fleet, when we've got like all the old school guys from New Hope and shit calling in and stuff, when they all just assemble around the planet, I'm just like, that's when I got my Rebels tattoo. I was like, that is, I want to be in that space. I'll die immediately, but I don't give a fuck. I just to appear, just to come out of fucking hyperspace and just to be like. And everyone's just there like, we got you. It's just everyone, the whole fleet. We're gonna back you. Let's do this. Rebels. Yeah. Yes.
Porkins for life.
I just fucking Porkins for life, man.
Yeah.
Eject. Right. Just because time is ticking, we're already 2 hours and 6 minutes on. Thank you very much, Alan, for that. You have a quiz for us, sir.
I do. It's not super long, but I need a piss. So I'll be back in a minute. Amuse yourselves.
I need...
Pull my finger.
I don't know. I don't know what else to add to the end of The Mandalorian. Like I said, I still think it was my favourite episode. Like today, it scratched a lot of itches that I'd had without falling back on tropes that I'm not that arsed about. Like it was
like Jedi's.
Yeah, Jedi's. Sith. Like it felt. It's not even so much like it was just because it's the whole series has felt very, very much.
Sure.
This is about the Mandalorians.
Yeah.
Like not just.
It's
and at the end of this episode, halfway through this episode, I went in my head, the Mandalorians is Bo.
Yeah.
Like it's not Din Djarin, it's not Grogu, it's Bo.
Yeah. Because she's a fucking badass.
Because she's the one that's going to unite everything. She's going to be the hero at the end of this episode. At the end of this,
but most of it is like that. Like it's Mando's along for the race. Even episodes like season 1 and 2, like Mando is definitely like you think about all these things that are happening. Even when he gets the Boba Fett suit off that guy when they're trying to fight the Tremor, like this is. He's just like in this massive thing of uniting the Sand people and the townspeople in Tatooine. He's still just the side guy, He comes in, he helps them, and he fucks off. He's always just the guy that's there. It feels like Red Dead. You're just doing a side mission. You're just helping people out on this other quest or this other thing that you're doing in your own life. But while you do this, you're meeting other people that are doing these amazing things. But like in the scope of like Mandalore, I agree. Like he's like the He's the guy that helps her. It's not his story, it's her story.
Yeah, it's her story. Like,
Yeah.
wild. Okay, darling, it's better. Isn't that what the first one?
Yeah,
Yes.
that's not the right one.
It's not the right one.
Remove.
Yeah.
I might win if you do that one. No, I won't.
Should we try it? Let's try it.
Nope. I don't want to be that embarrassed again.
Right, let's have a look. So, present. Share screen.
Darling, it's better. Down when it's wetter. Take it from me.
Oh, come on.
That's what she said.
File. Sorry, it's trying to do it. Red Lion quiz 2. There we go.
When I lose, should I do a shot of that one instead?
Yeah, but it'll have to be a IOU because we're not there. And I don't have any Ray nephews at my house.
No, because I'm going to lose. We know this. That's why I said, when I lose, am I just drinking a shot of this?
Oh, right.
Because I know I'm not going to win. That's why it's been no big game talk this time, because I got such a bumming last time. Like, I'm...
Red Line Quiz Night, the sequel.
The sequel.
This time, it's personal.
This time, it's shitter. Right, there are rules. So you need to decide amongst yourselves who's going to call it for the coin toss.
Nick?
Okay.
Right. Nick, heads or tails?
Heads.
It is tails. I swear to God. It's
Okay.
Tails never fails.
Tails never fails. Could that me with a quid? Fucking rich, me.
All right, mate, showing off.
Shut up, dickhead.
Fucking recession.
Right, so Nick, you want to go? So you'll go first because first is an advantage. That's why you won the coin toss. Right.
I won the coin toss.
Yeah, I said heads.
Oh, sorry, Mike, you'll go first. Sorry, mate.
I need every bit of help I can get.
Right. I'll show you. So when you type in an actor's name on Google, it comes up with a list of their sort of, I don't know if it's their most searched or the most relevant films. It comes up with 3 films per person, like that are immediately viewable. You can scroll through them, but immediately there's 3 films available. So I'm going to give you an actor. You're going to tell me the 3 films, Mike, that you think have come up for that actor.
Oh, fucking hell.
And then Nick, you're going to give me 3 different films. You can't use the same answers. You can only choose 3 films. Maximum points 30. There's 10 different actors or actresses. Maximum points 30 each, right? Or,
okay.
You know,
yeah.
Obviously, Mike, you'll go first. Nick, you get round 2.
Okay.
To go
It's
first.
going to be bad.
Cannot repeat the film that somebody else has said. Right.
Okay, I get it.
As an example, this is what came up for Kurt Russell. It was
Overboard.
An Escape from New York. Now, that just calls back to the fact that this is called. Is it obvious though? Is it?
Okay. Oh, because they're not all obvious. I get it.
Because they're not all super obvious, right?
Right. I like the fact that you used Kurt Russell as the example because Mike definitely would have got that.
Yeah, because I've tried to keep it as generic as possible and not give anyone an unfair advantage.
So what's the first name?
Stop it. Put it down. So, first name, Tom Hanks.
Apollo 13. Forrest Gump.
Bastard.
Big.
Mm-hmm. Debbie just popped her head in and said big. That's her guess. Nick.
The Terminal. Captain Phillips. I don't know, Turner and Hooch.
Castaway, Forrest
Oh,
Gump.
Castaway.
A man called Otto, which I didn't. I'm
Forgot
assuming
about that.
there because it's new. So that's
Yeah.
1 point, Mike.
Yeah.
Woohoo!
Next, so you're leading. Let's just quit here.
Yes, I win. That's all it needs. 1 point out of 30. Come on.
Nick, you get Denzel Washington.
So I go first.
Yeah.
Oh, so we're swapping. Okay. Coach Carter. What's the Fences? I'm stuck. There's two that I've got, but I don't know which ones he will be.
I think I don't mind.
Oh no! I said Coach Carter. Can I take it back?
No, you haven't said it.
No, you can because
no, you haven't revealed it. No, sorry. So what I meant was remember the Titans.
They don't all. I know they're all black and famous, Nick, but they don't all look.
They all look the same. They all look the same. I meant remember the Titans.
I love
Fences.
Samuel L. Jackson film when he had that whole fucking speech about not being Lawrence Fishburne.
Yeah, he's Denzel Washington to me. No, I remember it's a black guy in sports. That's what I remembered. It was one of them. I had a 50-50 chance.
Fantastic. Right, so remember the Titans, Fences, and
The Little Things.
Okay.
Training Day, The Hurricane, and Deja Vu.
Ooh. The Equalizer.
Oh, Equalizer 2
and Training Day.
Oh, well, Mike's winning. I can't believe Remember the Titans aren't on there.
I can't believe the Equalizer 1 and 2 were in that.
That's ridiculous.
I mean, I do like the Equalizer, but this is wild.
That is wild.
Mike, Jim Carrey.
Oh fuck.
Dumb and Dumber, The Mask, and Ace Ventura.
That's definitely going to win. So I'm going to say Eternal Sunshine, The Grinch, Man on the Moon.
Can I just say, because we got, great picks, to be fair, not The Grinch, I don't like The Grinch, but can I just say Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind is one of the best films I've ever watched.
It's beautiful.
Incredible.
Yeah. I feel like Mike says this though.
Yeah.
That's what. In fairness, that's what I would have picked. That's what I would have picked. I just thought of other good ones.
Yeah, that was absolute. That was probably the only one that's super obvious. Like that.
Yeah.
Absolutely nailed. So we go with Nick, Bruce Willis.
What's the stupid space one?
Armageddon.
Armageddon. Thanks, Mike. Armageddon, Die Hard, and I'm trying to think of ones that he starred in, ones that he's just not been in. Oh shit. Give me a second.
While he looks it up.
No. I'm looking directly at this. Hands. I don't know. I'm torn between two.
They are too.
With a Vengeance.
Yeah, do you know what? Knowing this fucking search, it probably will be. I don't know. Fucking Sixth Sense.
Mike?
Unbreakable.
That was one I was tossing.
God, he's done a lot of shit films though, hasn't he?
Yeah.
I'm going to say Die Hard with a Vengeance, and I'm going to go with... Oh, God. My mind's gone completely... Moonstruck? Is he in that?
Yeah, with Oh God, what Sybil Shepherd?
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay, there you go.
Yay! Yes, 3 for 3. That's
absolutely
incredible.
smashed.
I can't believe I
Yeah.
gave him the fucking answer. What a prick.
I would have got it.
This is not a team sport, Mike. Just to remind you.
Oh, fuck.
Jack Nicholson, Mr. Good.
Oh, The Shining. The Shining's always up top. One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest and Batman.
Oh, fuck. I need to try and think of other films that he's been in. The Departed.
Oh, that's a good call.
Oh, fuck. I wanted to say Batman. Oh, what's the really nice one where he's like an old guy? It's not Bucket List.
All of them?
No. It's like Bucket List. I can't remember who's in it as well. As good as it
Morgan
gets.
Freeman? Is it
good as
in
it
Morgan
gets?
Freeman?
Yeah, I want to say that. Something like as good as it, look. If it's
As
around
good as it gets.
as good as it gets.
Right.
And gonna blank. Can't think of any more of his films.
Can I have a fourth for Nick's third?
No, can you just give me a third?
Anger management.
I was that in my head as well because it is such a piece of shit.
Do you know what? I'll take it. I can't think of one, so I'll take it. That'll be my
Right.
my yeah.
It's a moot point anyway.
Yay!
Yeah, it's a 2-1 split on that. Like
Yeah,
The Shining,
at least I got one.
That's so Harry's trying to watch. He's up to The Godfather on his list, and he's trying to get through it. He's not enjoying it.
That is not
Slow burn. But One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest is the next film on the list, and I can't. I want him to finish The Godfather so that I can just watch that film again.
It's a very good
The Godfather's incredible, mate. I hope the next one's Al Pacino.
It's not. It's Meryl Streep.
Oh, for fuck's sake! For fuck's sake! Mamma Mia, The Devil Wears Prada, and some other piece of shit that she was in. I don't know what the fucking. Fuck me. What else has she been? I don't fucking know. I don't watch
We're on
these.
to the ladies now. I can't help you, can I?
I don't know the fucking piece of shit film.
I think I've got one.
No, I don't know. Hold on, give me a second. I'm sure I can think of another fucking piece of fuck. I don't know. I'm gonna go with that. I don't care. Veto my third.
What? Hocus Pocus 1 and 2.
Oh, what?
Hocus Pocus.
Take
no,
that. No. There is two things. Okay, go.
What?
You said Hocus Pocus. You think it's Sarah Jessica Parker?
No. Because
no, I was thinking of Bette Midler.
Oh, right.
We let you change Coach Carter to Remember the Titans.
That's true. I'm only okay. Fine.
Focus from Mike.
I've got a chip on my shoulder from the last quiz, but I would discuss
that
later.
I mean, just another black person with a chip on his shoulder.
So Silkwood.
It's as if we're fucking Silkwood.
He went. Look, he's talking to Vicky. He put it on mute. He's talking to Vicky. Minus points. This is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Mike.
I have no idea. Meryl Streep's not my thing, is it? So I'm going to say
it's
no.
not my thing. I had to think of two.
Yeah, but you know I've cheated.
There's no help provided.
Oh, Death Becomes Her. How did I forget about that?
That would have been on my list, to be fair. That would have been one of the ones that I'd guessed. Death Becomes Her, just because it's great. It's got Goldie Hawn in it as well. And Bruce Willis. Right, so what are we going with here? Nick, what did you say? You said Mamma Mia and Devil Wears Prada, and then what was your third?
I didn't.
You didn't have one?
I didn't have one.
Yeah. And then you've gone Death Becomes Her and
Silkwood.
We'll allow, just because I know it's not on the fucking list.
Mamma Mia 2.
I should have just said Mamma Mia 2. I didn't know there was a second one.
I wish I hadn't known there was a second one.
I can't believe I've got 20 points in a fucking Meryl Streep. I can't
You've got
believe it.
20 points. You've got it's a 30-point total across all 10 of the actors and actresses. It's 1
Oh,
point.
right. I thought it was 10 each.
Sorry,
okay.
no. That may have been a slight miscommunication on my part.
Fucking the
show.
worst quizmaster I've ever
I
had.
get 10 points for everyone I get right. Nick gets 1.
Mate, it's just the struggle of the black man.
Mate, are you ready? Are you ready? Ready for Sandra Bullock?
Is it me first?
Yeah.
Speed, The Blind Side, and what was that one she got the Razzie for?
All About Steve.
Yeah, All About Steve. No, Speed and The Blind Side of the two I'm definitely going to lock in. And why is my mind gone completely blank? Yeah, that's it.
Right, so
What, you going with All About Steve?
Yeah.
Right.
Speed, The Blind Side, and All About Steve.
Right, so you gave him that one. So I want one from you as well. What's the one where she's the ma'am and she's trying to do everything all at once and she got the
She's the man.
She's the ma'am. She's the mum and she's like a single mum and yeah, it's really famous. I can't remember what it's called. She's like...
That's not Sandra Bullock.
I forgot about mine. I forgot about mine. Can you take this? Forgot about Steve one away.
No, I'm saying mine.
Magic.
What? So I can't take the All About Steve one away. We've moved on. Committed to a 3. But he's just giving you practical magic if you want that.
No, I'm going to go with Miss Congeniality, Gravity,
Miss Congeniality too,
and Heat.
Heat.
Yeah, the Heat.
Not Heat. The one with
The
Melissa
Heat.
McCarthy.
Melissa McCarthy.
I didn't think that was Sandra Bullock, but okay.
Well, it is.
Yeah,
I'm telling you. Yeah.
The Lost City, The Proposal.
Oh yeah,
fantastic.
I forgot about the Ryan Reynolds one.
Is that the one where the dog gets nicked by the golden eagle?
Yeah.
Got Betty White in it as well. Like, I'm surprised it's not on more in your house.
Fantastic. Why would it be though?
Because it's got Betty White in it.
Yeah, but right, for the amount of time she's in that, I could just watch Lake Placid when she's feeding a massive alligator.
Facts. Come and get it.
Fair.
Exactly, right? I know which one's funnier.
The Blind Side and The Proposal came out the same year. He's just mental to me because they're just fucking. That was the highest grossing, I think, rom-com, and then that's just The Blind Side, which she won her Oscar for. Great stuff. Nick, you get Margot Robbie.
So obviously Suicide Squad. The other one where she so yeah, Suicide Squad. I don't know if she would have been. I want to say, what's the stupid fucking Wolf of Wall Street? But she was only like a side character in that.
Yeah, but she's still in the film, isn't she?
Yeah, I know, but I don't know if that would be like one of her best. I'm going to say Suicide Squad, Birds of Prey, and yeah, fuck it, The Wolf of Wall Street.
Mm-hmm. Mike?
Suicide Squad 2.
Mm-hmm.
And honest to God, she's in the new Barbie film.
Ah, fuck.
And I have no idea. I've not really watched that many Margot Robbie films, to be honest.
I saw that trailer today as well.
Yeah, there you go. There's my 2. Barbie and Suicide Squad 2.
Oh yeah, Babylon.
Yeah, I've not watched Babylon.
I'm glad.
Yet.
Do you know? I'm glad I went with The Wolf of Wall Street. Thanks,
It's
Mike.
interesting though that 2 of the films on Margot Robbie's 3 were out like, but aren't out or just literally have just hit because of Oscars.
Yeah.
And like haven't been out like no one's seen them really.
Yeah.
But that's obviously Babylon's obviously there because of Oscar season.
I bet the next one would have been Birds of Prey or Suicide Squad. 100%.
Yeah. Mike, you get Julia Roberts.
Fuck me, manhead.
Don't be like that.
What? It's not my fault. Have you seen a gob?
Yeah.
She feels like a mega mouth shark. So Ellen Brockovich, that's her, isn't it?
Oh, that's what I was
The one
thinking
you
of.
was thinking of that you thought was
Yeah.
Sandra Bullock. Yeah.
Yeah.
Erin Brockovich. Yeah. I think you said
Pretty
Ellen,
Woman.
I think you said Ellen Brockovich, which is not it. It's Erin. But
Erin.
okay.
Whatever.
Erin Brockovich, Pretty Woman.
Fucking manhead. I can't actually think of anything because I don't like her as an actress.
I can't think of a single. Like to this day, I don't know what I've ever seen her in. I know of her.
Erin Brockovich and Pretty Woman. They're I think the only things that stick out.
Okay. Nick.
What's her been in loads? What I actually love now.
She's
Doubt
going to be
it.
in loads of stuff.
Probably not your type of films, to be fair. She's
It's
in a lot of rom-coms.
Yeah.
Like,
Chick flick stuff.
I guess, yeah.
As weird as it's sexist that is, it's just not my type of films.
Yeah,
I don't know.
It's not your vibe. I'm all over it. Obviously.
Yeah, it's your thing more than mine.
Yeah, facts. Him and her, the way she makes me laugh, and rom-com for virgins.
So you just made those up, did you? Because you don't know any films that she's been in.
I'm sure I've.
Anyway.
So yeah, I got to. I completely forgot she was in Notting Hill, but that's because that's a piece of shit film.
Oh,
Stop it.
I just
Shut
wouldn't have got any of this.
Michael,
There's
it's talk like that'll get you fucking disqualified from the quiz.
Bothered.
He's not wrong though. Fucking hell.
I got two. Dose.
Suck a dick.
Okay.
So I enjoy how quickly you complied. Well done.
Just wait for the excuse.
Right, so who's last now? Is it
Me.
Nick in it? Right, you get
Please just be someone decent.
Xavier Spencer.
Which one's that? Who the fuck is this? Can I see a picture? Can I Google a picture of Octavia Spencer?
No. I'll show you a picture of Octavia.
All right, you show me a picture.
Can I give you my three first?
No,
I'm first. Stop cheating.
no, because Nick could just take them all.
Yeah, because I feel like I only know three things she's been in. And I think one of them was a TV show.
Oh, okay. Right.
So it is just films, although all the other slides have said movies. Hers says movies and TV, but the first three option are movies. So just
The Help. I have a feeling she was in Fences as well. If it wasn't her,
I'm going to tell you that was Viola Davis. And
okay, cool. So racist. I'm not doing anything for the black culture at the moment. This is just terrible. I've seen her in so many things I can't think of them. Oh, what's that thing called? Mama or Mum? I can't remember. I think it was called Mama.
The horror film.
Yeah, the horror film. She was in that. Fuck. I don't know. I'm just gonna go with those two.
Okay.
So you've picked the first thing what jumped to my head was The Help. Just because some woman eats a shit pie.
Yeah.
Is that film?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, yeah. So I remember because someone got fed shit pie.
Yeah, she
was in 30 Rock as Fingy's wife. Oh, the lad what was in the massive horrible car crash. Tracy Jordan's. She was Tracy Jordan's wife in 30 Rock. But I can't fucking remember in anything else now.
You've seen it. Well,
she was in something with Miss Melissa McCarthy. Was it called Super or something like that?
I know what you mean. Yeah. I can't remember what it was called. It was called Super or something. Shit like that.
Yeah, I'm done.
You've both seen the one of the films on the list, and I've gone on about it a bunch, and I named it when we did the Red Lion lockdowns. It was one of my picks.
You mean the things what we picked every day 2 years ago?
Yeah.
Right. Cheers, Nate. Nice one, buzzing.
So you have definitely both seen it because it's just a great film. But maybe she's not. She's actually not.
Just wait a second. She was in. Oh, what's the thing about the female mathematicians from NASA?
Hidden Figures.
Yeah, Hidden Figures.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh, there you
go. So 2-1 split.
Yay!
Ma. Yeah.
Ma. I'll give you Ma because I gave Mike Hidden Figures. So yeah, it's not Mamo.
I was close.
No, but I knew what film he was on about.
He was close enough. Like I say, I'll give you that.
Mine was the Guillermo del Toro one. I knew that straight away when I said it.
Yeah.
So I knew it wasn't that.
But Help was the one what jumped out to me, and I don't think I've really watched a lot of it. Like the stuff I've seen more of the TV stuff, like with 30 Rock and stuff.
Yeah.
Where it's fucking wild, but yeah, there we go.
Yeah, but she's just. I just think that she's such a fucking underrated actress. Like,
she's a talent. Don't get it wrong.
So good.
I thought she was Viola Davis.
Doesn't
great
work that she did.
It was also a talent.
Yeah.
He was also ridiculous and was in Fences, funnily enough, with Denzel. But right, so we have got a winner. It's not Nick.
You don't know how good this makes me feel compared to last week.
Yeah. So that is a 12-9 split.
In fairness, it wasn't an absolute distraction as it was last week. I feel like this one was quite good. And I went second.
True story.
Yeah.
And I give you answers.
And you gave me answers.
Right, there we go.
Right.
That was great. That was brilliant. That was really good fun.
Cheers, Al.
It's late, so I'll be quick with this next bit because that's the quiz over. But I do need to speak to you about something quite serious, which is why obviously Ron Burgundy is on the screen. Because who is more serious than Ron Burgundy?
No one.
And it is that. So Harry,
maybe Mike.
Yeah, maybe Mike. Might be a little bit more serious.
Yeah.
Scotch. Down into my belly.
Tell me that doesn't feel like a cock.
Got to be serious now. What did you say, Al?
So, right. So there is, Last week, Harry sent me, or earlier this week, Harry sent me a TikTok, and it was a list that it was someone commenting on a list of Marvel films that had been created by a reputable publication, we'll call it. That publication is called Slant Magazine.
Okay.
And I feel like on the 15th of February 2023, the Basement Dwellers hit back in the form of Slant Magazine's Marvel list. And I'll show you the list in a minute. And it is fucking wild.
I like the fact that you use Vicky's picture.
Yeah, I've credited it at the bottom, don't worry.
Yeah.
Cotton Bud Basement Dwellers.
Yeah, because I'm not going to read out the statement.
These are the worst type of basement dwellers.
Yeah, so like I say, I won't read out the statement at the side, but it basically says it's written in really kind of intelligent language, but in a really pretentious way when someone's trying to be cleverer than they actually are. And Chuck Bowen, who wrote the article for Slant Magazine, is clearly a massive cunt. Because this is the list that he produced of the 31 MCU films in order of best being number 1,
Yeah.
and worst being number 31.
Okay. Okay. No, I'm done. I'm done. I saw the first 2. I'm done. I'm done. I've seen enough.
Yeah.
Endgame is 29. Love and Thunder 30. Fair enough. The Incredible Hulk doesn't deserve to be that far down on this list.
Has he actually watched them? Has he just gone off names?
So what he's said basically is he's tried to be really critical, like really like super hot film school critic about it, and said that occasionally like the Marvel cinematic universe just churns out bullshit, basically, just like really bullshit sort of spectacle things that don't have an awful lot of story or don't have an awful lot of depth. Whereas films like Peyton Reed's Ant-Man, I can't remember. It's Shane Black's Iron Man 3, and who did Doctor Strange? Can't remember who did Doctor Strange, but like those films, I think because they've got like a little bit more of the directorial influence in the way that the film is structured, that they're better because they tell a better story. He's wrong, obviously, but that is the list. I mean, some of these are some of my favourite comments from the comment section where it says, "This is the worst ranking known to mankind. You are no longer entitled to an opinion. Diablo is my guy.
Yeah.
You ought to be a damned shamed of this list. You are no longer a credible journalist." I'm not sure that he was a credible journalist before. Roy Jones is not wrong. And then this is without doubt the worst ranking I've ever seen. That should say notion. The notion that there are no correct opinions has been destroyed with this article. You are objectively incorrect.
It's weird that it's annoying that you've picked 3 comments and only one of them actually can string a sentence together, but I understand the gist.
Yeah.
How the fuck is the Eternals not in the bottom?
Why is Captain America Winter Soldier 16th?
Yeah. So this is obviously wrong and bad in so many ways. I mean, Multiverse of Madness at number 3 is wild. Ant-Man and the Wasp at 5 is fucking insane. Black Panther, I love that film, but it doesn't live in the top 4. Ragnarok is probably the only one on the list that I'm happy with where it sits. But not with what's above it. Maybe it would be at 7 or 8, but it's there or thereabouts.
It's in the top 10. I'll give it that.
Same,
it's in the right column.
Yeah.
Well, okay, in that case, we could say Avengers is in the right column, or fucking Black Panther is in the right column. That is
it's just
from that.
It's just not it.
It's just Thor: Dark World is above Guardians of the Galaxy, Captain America: Civil War, Captain America: Winter Soldier, Captain America.
I didn't even notice that Dark World was at 11. What the fuck?
Iron Man. I mean, to be honest, everything below, bar perhaps Wakanda Forever, but that I've got my own issues.
I mean,
everything below.
We've got Winter Soldier. Oh shit! Sorry.
Nice one. Bye.
See ya.
We've got Winter Soldier. At where is it? Where's Winter Soldier? So Winter Soldier is at
16,
and that's a top 5, maybe a top 3.
Yeah, it is top 3. Yeah,
it might even be top 2.
Winter Soldier's in my top 3.
So,
yeah, fair enough. Yeah. Well, you know how I feel about that film anyway. I bang on about it now.
It's
Doctor Strange in the mouth of that's a piece of shit. Fuck off, top 3. Get in the bin, you prick.
I just want to know why the hate for Endgame. So much hate. It's in red.
Yeah, because I've built this, but it's pulled from their list, which is online. If you want to go to Slant Magazine and call them once, cool, go for it.
I will. Yeah.
So. Yeah, so
I get it. The journalist has put this out for engagement because he knows he's just going to get shit on, so the thing is going to get a load of clicks. That's the only reason I can think of, because that makes no sense.
So that prompted
any publicity is good publicity.
So that prompted
right,
like this whole thing, because it is very much leaning into, they are a publication that puts out
bollocks,
divisive opinions, just to engage people because they're different to everybody else, not because it's what they actually feel.
Yeah.
And they can't back it up with any facts or evidence. Or
what was number one again?
Doctor Strange.
Cool. I need to know. And Iron Man 3 was number 2. I don't think
I've got a soft part. I've got a soft spot for both of them films, but there's no way should be near the top 5.
Same. Like, I have no issue watching the Ant-Man and the Wasp, but there's no way that it would touch anywhere near the top 10 in my Marvel films.
See, for me, Ant-Man and the Wasp is in column 3.
How is Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 ahead of Guardians of the Galaxy?
There's a lot of issues. I thought that, do you know what? We can't, because this is what they want. And obviously, we could literally go through this all day and then recolumnize it to what's correct. Nevertheless, this is what they want. They want us to they want us to argue this point. So I refuse to. My point is, like, none of my kids have ever said, "Daddy, do you know what I really fancy watching today? Iron Man 3."
Hey, it's a Christmas film.
One of them have ever, like, I don't know if they will ever say it. Do you know what? We watched Iron Man 1, we watched Iron Man 2, let's watch Iron Man 3. I think if I made them watch Iron Man 1 and 2, they'll just think, fuck it, stick on Avengers.
I think if they've already seen Iron Man 3, I think they might rewatch, because Iron Man has got a bunch of rewatchability. Iron Man 2, for all its flaws, has got rewatchability. Iron Man 3 for me hasn't. So I might revisit the first 2 and then go, I've seen that one.
I feel Iron Man 3 is better than Iron Man 2 quite clearly.
It probably is a better film. It's not.
No, it's more. It's more entertaining. Like, I just don't think Iron Man 2 is a very good film. And Iron Man 3 has got a lot of weirdness about it, which I like, because I like Shane Black's stuff. So, like, it was always going to be my type of film anyway, because if you like, what's it called? Long Kiss Goodnight, you should like Iron Man 3, if you ask me.
But I feel like that, so I just said that when you went off, like, I feel like the picks, if you look at what the top picks are, so the top 4, we've got Peyton Reed, we've got Shane Black, Sam Raimi, Ryan Coogler, and I can't for the life of me remember who did Doctor Strange, but it was someone with a specific style. Like, it was a name that they went, oh yeah, they're going to bring their own sort of style into it.
Again, I didn't hate Doctor Strange, but it was just another forgettable.
It might brush the top 10 for me, in fairness, but it's
Scott Derrickson.
But if it's there, Scott Derrickson,
yeah.
So if it's in the top 10, it's at 10. It's not any higher than that. It's absolutely not number 1. But it offended me on a level where I just went, this is criminal now. When I was reading for it, like literally Harry sent it, man, I was just like, you fucking ruined my day, mate. You fucked up my day, because this couldn't possibly be more wrong, and I haven't got a platform where I can really go at them. Now, obviously, the site doesn't get a ton of views because there was like 20 comments, something like that. So it's not like loads of people are reading their shit that they spew out. But equally, I just felt like it is one of them places to be. Wants to be different and wants to be more intelligent than everybody else, which is why it felt very much like a cotton bud basement dwelling.
What's this guy's name? Can we go back?
So the article itself, so the list is credited to Slan Crew,
right.
But Chuck Bowen is the guy that wrote the kind of the blurb at the bit of at the front of the list.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So Chuck Bowen, you are our cotton bud basement dweller of the week.
Yes.
Thank you very much for that. That was. Oh, sorry. Do you want to do your? You can fuck
Oh
off.
no, it's quite all right. I'm just going to tell everyone to fuck off now.
Yeah, brilliant stuff. Well done. Brilliant stuff. That was great. Well done, Alan. That was amazing. Congratulations, Mike, for winning the quiz. We're now 1-1, which is good. It's going to make the next one a lot more interesting, definitely.
Yeah. I'm going to try and think of something little bit more interactive with the screen on the next one. I'm not sure what
it was. I really liked this one. It really did make me think, and I loved the actual films that popped up as well. That was good, and I loved how kind of closetly racist I am as well. I've learned a lot about myself.
It's odd. I mean, we always thought it was me, but it turns out it's you.
It's called projection, like mirroring. You know? Yeah, I'm going through a thing. I'm working it through. It's not you. It is me. All that business. That's what it is. I'm working through it. The first step is admitting I have a problem, which is fine. That's fine. So baby steps, Alan. Guys, guys, thank you very much for watching. We've gone on for almost 3 hours now, so we're going to wrap it up. Just unless you guys have anything that you want to say or do.
No, we will be back to our normally scheduled time of me arriving late, but not late to the on live bit, just late to the pre stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll be back to normal next week.
Good stuff.
But yeah, so
good. Mate, shout outs to Anime Amy for getting involved in the comments. Shout outs to Vix as well for giving Mike
one answer.
And the artwork as well.
Yeah. And yeah, shouts to Vix for the artwork as well. Shouts to Chuck Bowen for being our basement dweller of the week. Well done, Chuck. I've never seen a list more horrendous. Unless you swapped Doctor Strange and the Multiverse as number one, that would top the list. But yeah, thank you very much for watching. Make sure that you check the Red Lion Facebook page for the trailers. We've got Ahsoka on there. We've got loads of, what's the other one? We've got the Marvels.
Yeah,
we've got Blue Beetle. We've got all of them. We've got all of them on there. Lots of other geeky shit as well, and a few horror trailers.
Is the new Evil Dead one up?
Yeah, new Evil Dead one's on there as well. Yeah, make sure you check
Evil Dead Rise.
Will you put on and both watch for next week Asteroid City? So new Wes Anderson film.
Just send me a reminder and I'll do it.
Yeah, also I'll pop it in the chat, but it'll be interesting to talk about. The cast is stacked. It's like Oppenheimer level.
It always is though for Wes Anderson movies. They're always.
I'm not a big fan of Wes Anderson. It looks really interesting. It gives me like Nope vibes.
Is it animated or is it a live action?
No, live action. Cast is incredible. Go and watch the trailer for Asteroid City. Tell us what you think. We'll be back next week and we'll talk about it.
Nice. It is now on the Red Lion page. I'm going to go give it a watch. Make sure you give it a watch too.
That is professionalism at its fucking best.